rhythm of the bass bar. Man, I feel the rhythm of the bass bar. Hit me the drum and come around and test me.
Yes, everyone. Hello, it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and I'm your very sunburned host, Ethan Van Sciver, 27-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. Welcome to what it's like to be ghosted on YouTube, everyone. Terrible, absolutely terrible. If you wouldn't mind, just send the link out. I think I'm going to do that too. I will tweet. I will tweet the link out. YouTube is a fickle mistress. Every now and then, I get burned by YouTube, but it's okay. We're very happy to have the platform, to have the privilege to speak to you guys like this. Who's complaining? Not me. And even if I did, who would listen? Not you. All right. What the hell is this? Okay, there we go. Very good. Very, very good. Good to see you guys. Roma says, hello, Comicsgate. Ravener says, human sunbeam. Anime Slayer says, you're not ghosted yet. So how does that work? Do they just kind of eventually ghost you? It takes a little while for them to cut you off or something like that. That's, I'm not sure how it is, but people tell me, hey, man, you're ghosted right now. Let's see. Carlo Rowe is here. He says, I'm Irish, and I've never been burned like that. Have you chased around a 4-year-old on the beach like all day long like I have? That was crazy. It was a good time. I guess it was a good time. Andrea and I looked at each other after the beach, after we, were on our way home. And it was just like, what do we do this for again? Oh, for the kids. For the kids. That's why we do this. Because that's what it is. I mean, Ava's 4 years old and she has been wanting to go to the beach for a year. She got to the beach and she ran, and she just ran for the shore. And then basically because she's 4, I mean, one of us had to be kind of on top of her, chasing her around and making sure that she was okay. And we would take turns doing that. And I'm telling you, she did not want to leave. We stayed there for 3 hours, I think, in the scorching sun. And eventually, I'm sorry. The sun got very tired after he got his tan. I'm not tan yet, Andino Caligula Palacio. But I will be. This is going to fade. I'll look healthy. I'll be out in the sun every day. I told Andrea, do not worry about me. She's like, what about the yellow? Your forehead, Ethan. Wear a hat. Sweetheart, wear a hat. No, I will not. Let's see. Uncle E, can you talk to us like pay pigs in your best soy boy feminist voice? I never would do that, but thank you so much for $5. Dig down deep. Dig down deep into your pockets and give me your last $5. So that's why I'm doing this. Of course, that's why I'm streaming, not because of any other reason. Welcome, Ethan Van Trump. This is Red Face. Cancel him now. Yeah, honestly, is this just me? I don't know, adopting like some kind of other ethnicity or something like that? I heard about that. Tempest TV says, thanks for the cards. Ethan, still haven't decided if I should open them. LOL. Well, okay. Do you have the Cyberfrog and Salamandroid card? Do you have them? Because those are what's in the pack. If you have them already, there's no need to open the pack at all. Carrie Hettinger says, now he is a radiating sunbeam. Let's see. Jordan Clark says, that shirt makes it stand out more. Yeah, you can see my tattoo here too, my infamous tattoo, which of course is just my symbol. And people said, he wrote his name on himself. Well, let me tell you something. Maybe the time will come. I almost went out and fought a shark. You guys, you understand. I almost went out there and fought a shark at 3 a.m. I threatened to do that. If it had gone the other way. Now, listen, I did kick the shark's ass. I want you to know that. I went out there and beat a shark's ass, but it could have gone the other way. There could have been a great white that took a bite out of me, and then pieces of me would be floating around. And Andrea would have to identify me. Like, if she found my hand, she'd go, that's Ethan's toe thumb. That's Ethan. If she found my head, that wouldn't be a big deal. I doubt the shark could swallow my head. If she found my chest or my arms, it would have to be via my tattoos. You know, you would have to say, "Look, his name's right there." So that's important. Let's see. All right. So let me see. Any more of these? Okay. Looking good, Uncle E. You're a golden shade of red. Can't wait for that forehead to start peeling, says Vince Garrett. Yeah, me either. That should be interesting. All right. Keaton Smith says $920,000. Hail Cyberfrog. Let's actually go look at this real quick and see, how Cyberfrog Wreck Planet is doing. I said, on Friday that I hope that we got to $920,000 by the end of the weekend, and we did. I mean, we surpassed it. Thanks for backing this campaign, guys, and for continuing to make this successful. I think it's mostly people. People are upgrading. People are like refunding their $50 orders and then backing the honeycomb box. They're deciding that's just a better deal for them, and that's cool. That's cool. We've got 258 of these left, and they're going quick. I don't think they're going to. I think we got another month or maybe a month and a half on the executive honeycomb box sets before they sell through. And then we're so close. We're so close to $1 million. This is every single $1,000 is one more step towards flipping this over and finally seeing that one here. And that's what I want to do. I saw there was let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I'm off my game. I gotta get with it. This sun, I think, has burned my brain. I'm not being a very good YouTuber right now. Let's see. Biggest crowd-funded comics of all time. All right, let me find this because I discover comics most funded. Okay, is this it? Yeah, okay. So this is kind of it. This is Kickstarter, and I couldn't find one for Indiegogo. But this is it. These are the evils that we've defeated, and one evil that we have yet to defeat. These are the biggest crowdfunded comic books of all time, at least on Kickstarter. And I don't think there's anything on Indiegogo that competes with any of these. So you look up here, Penny Arcade sells out. Let's click on this and take a look. These guys raised $528,144 for whatever this is. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so that's like down here. This, let me see. Okay, so this is the second one. What is this here? Look at this, 786,930 pounds for this, which has got to be, what is that in dollars? That's got to be close to $1 million. That's got to be close to $1 million. 786,000. All right, let me see here. I'm going to figure out what this is. Why wouldn't they just put this in dollars for my sake? All right, hold on. Sorry, guys. If this is boring, I apologize. Okay. In USD. Yeah, $996,686. That project right there almost hit $1 million. And then there is like about 900. They're saying it's closer to 1 million. They're saying it's closer to 1 million. All right. So also there is, the one big one that everybody brings up. This is the biggest. This here is technically the biggest crowdfunded comic book of all time, and it is on. It's on Kickstarter. This started in 2011, finished up in 2012. And they've been updating this campaign. They continue to put up, and this is kind of interesting. They keep giving you screen share or screensavers and things like that as bonuses. $1,254,120. This is the big one. This was when crowdfunding comic books was young. This is the ultimate evil. I'm sure these guys are nice, but this is the ultimate evil that must be defeated. We must defeat this evil. And if it's not this time, maybe it'll be the next time. Maybe we'll do it with Cyberfrog 3. Maybe we'll do it with Rainbow Brute. I'm not really sure. Boomer Rancher says, is it good? I guess it is, because a lot of people like it. It's stick figure jokes about Dungeons and Dragons and gaming, and I think Magic the Gathering, like that whole world. A bunch of stick figure characters who make jokes about that. And that's big. I mean, if you do a comic book about video games, I mean, just about video games, you're going to do great. That's a huge audience. That's a huge audience that plays video games. It's a huge audience that gets into Dungeons and Dragons and all that stuff. Yeah, stick figures are the greatest evil. Hold on a second. Cash grab. Thank you for promoting that as well. Social distance warrior says, "What the fuck is this shirt?" What do you mean? It's just a normal shirt. There's nothing weird about this shirt. There's no sparkles on it. I can't do anything right by you guys. Eric Weather says nearly 700 backers, almost 40K. 12 hours left. Go back Battlebrick Road. Yeah, Battlebrick Road is excellent. Let's see. Sorry. Sorry for the all caps, but this is his worst look yet. What do you want from me? I got sunburned, guys. You can't expect me to look healthy and I mean, you shut up. Terrible T says, EVS, nice forehead. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Captain Chokeout says, it's like AIDS came on it. Now, Captain Chokeout, for ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And that is not true at all. All right. No, I can see. Now I'm at home. When I was on my phone, my eyesight, I can't read chat. I can't read the chat on my phone, but like here at home on my computer, it's all good. All right, so guys, the Cyberfrog action figure is underway. I want to just brag about this for a second. We've had the Cyberfrog action figure. We've had several sculpts of it. We've had corrected sculpts. I've shown you guys this stuff along the way. I haven't been 100% happy with how it's come out. It's always like, am I going to settle for this? I don't know. And then this guy shows up and he's just like, hey, I am a big Cyberfrog fan, and I'm a sculptor who has worked for Marvel, DC. I've worked for Sideshow Toys. And he's like, he showed me one of his current statues, which looked amazing. It was a DC character. And he said, I would like to sculpt Cyberfrog. I have to say, like, COVID-19 has been very interesting. It's now like a buyer's market. You can go ahead and hire a lot of people because people are out of work. So if you're inclined to work with great professionals, a lot of them are willing to say yes and do some work because there's nothing else to do. But this guy actually was a fan, and he just, he's kind of Comics Gate-ish. I think he probably is in the chat right now. But he did these sculpts. I hired him to do Cyberfrog. I hired him to do Salamandroid, a big bust of Salamandroid. Haven't seen that one yet. I gave him the Our Heroes cover, and I said, let's do a statue of this. We'll do a big statue of Cyberfrog with a stinger standing over a dead Vespus. And then separately, we'll sell that. And then separately, we'll sell the Salamandroid head, that's behind it with fire all around it as a bust. And that way we can make both of them rather inexpensive because it's not the full figure of Salamandroid. We can just duplicate that cover and it'll look really nice if people buy both statues. So he said, great. And he started working on the Cyberfrog. And as he was working on the Cyberfrog, he showed me the first little bit of it. Of course, I've got it here. I've got the first, first printout of the bust that he did of Cyberfrog. This was kind of an work in progress. Kind of piece. Okay, I'm back. We talked about removing the bump on his head and then adding some more bumps on his back to make him more toad-like. Well, this is great. He made those changes, and now he's printing out. The toy, and here it is. Here's the finished Cyberfrog toy. Now, this, of course, is much bigger than it's going to be when it's actually produced as an action figure, and it's not articulated yet. This is basically the statue that I asked him to make. But once I saw it, I said, I want this sculpt to be the action figure because it's perfect. It really is perfect. So, oh my gosh, every time I look at it, I get excited. Yeah, people are like, his feet are too big. No. If you looked at a frog's anatomy, you would understand. It's like Cyberfrog mostly stands up on the balls of his feet, like literally the balls of his feet, stands up like this. and this kind of the heel kind of comes up off the ground. He's like a frog's legs; they turn outwards and hinge, and he's got big feet for kicking and swimming. But he's a frog. But yeah, this looks so goddamn good. And I said, all right, so please take the statue, put it in a neutral pose. We'll cut it up and then articulate it. But this is what I want it to look like. And I'm getting advice from people who love action figures who are saying this needs to be articulated. I almost wish I could just here's a joint, maybe we'll put a hinge in the elbows. We'll put hinges here so he can sit down, and maybe one so his head can turn, but no more. Stop cutting up this beautiful sculpt. But people are saying, no, Ethan, the articulation is vital for these things. So, you really do have to articulate the living hell out of it. So that's what we'll do. We'll figure out a way to cut this toy up so that he's got 22 points of articulation, maybe. And it's just a fun action figure that you'll be able to pose however you want. Look how good these feet look. Look at the toes. Look at the hands. Everything looks great. I'm very happy with it. Here's another kind of process photo here of the printout. It's like he's printing it out. It takes a long time to print. Here's when he glued the feet on. I'm in love with this toy. I hope you guys are excited about it too. So this sculpt, I'm going to reuse it a bunch of different ways, a bunch of different times. I'm going to use this. First I'm going to make the action figure. He's going to repose this to be the Our Heroes cover with the stinger in his hand. And then I'll probably make a bust that'll be kind of inexpensive that people can get. And then we can do whatever we want. I mean, I could do one of those big, cheap, how you go to Walmart and you've got the Mattel Batman action figure, but it's 18 inches high or something. Is it 18 inches? That's 18 inches. Yeah, kind of. I think it's that high. But it's really cheap. It's hollow and everything. It's it costs $20. It's for kids. I want to do one of those with this. Let me print this out in polyvinyl and just don't worry, Preston Poulter. I will print one of these in semi-firm latex so you can shove it up your ass. We'll do all kinds of stuff with this sculpt. It's going to be totally awesome. You'll be able to get yours soon. So this is cool. We got okay. Also, we're working on. Wait a second. Also, I've got. All right, so we're doing that, but the first thing that we're working on, the first thing that has to get done, is the free miniature PVC, and 3D Robin is working on that. Now, this is a little bit more difficult because it's all about making something very small and very detailed. I said I wanted it to be the size of a Hot Wheel car. I mean, really, I wanted this freebie PVC to be that big. I just want it to be small. Because I'm making 20,000 of them and I'm giving them away for free. If you buy a $25 copy of Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet at this point, you're getting a free Cyberfrog toy. And it's going to be in a package. It's going to, it'll be in the blister pack. It'll have beautiful art on the cover. And for everybody who just backs at any level, you're going to be getting one of these toys. But the question is, how do we make this thing so that it is extremely detailed, so that the fingers are there, the toes, make it so it's not breakable, and then do as many awesome paint steps as possible. I want this thing to be a really, really nice model. And when I said I want to spend 75 cents on each of them, the reaction I got was, yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. So it's reasonable. It's a reasonable amount of money that I want to spend to make these. 3D Robin has the sculpt. He printed it out. He's been having trouble printing. But he got me a couple of things to look at here just for fun. Here it is in his hand. This is probably a little bit bigger than I want it to be. But it is, it's kind of nice to see. This is the problem here. You've got the toes and you've got the fingers. We want the toes and the fingers to stay intact in the packaging. And maybe what I need to do is actually create the packaging inside to sort of hold the hand in place so that it doesn't rattle around and break, something like that. All of this has to be painted beautifully. I'm going to see if I can get some kind of chrome paint. I don't know what's available to me. I'm interested in finding out what is available to me. This is the smaller size. Now, this pin here is there for reference. I mean, this is if you want to picture that button, it's like this big, a little bit bigger than a quarter. So this is a tiny printout of the Cyberfrog, and this is kind of more in line with the size that I'm thinking that it should be. It should be very small. But every time he prints it out, we have some problems. We have some breakage problems. So, these are all things that we are going to, let me blow this up so people can see it a little bit better. These are all things that we are working on and we're trying to get fixed for you guys. The shoulder fins are going to be thicker, I think, than they would be in real life, and things like that. But it's important that this toy be cool. It's something that you're going to want to have and collect. It's the very first. Is it the first? No, it isn't the first. It's the second Cyberfrog figurine. There was a first one, and by the way, I'm going to be putting those back up for sale, I think, this week. The original Cyberfrog figurines. We've got those. So I got a stock of 500 of those coming to my house. So I'll be putting those up for sale on our eBay store, which of course is right here. This is our eBay store. So if you want to, the link is in the description. If you want to go and pick up a copy of Cyberfrog Blood Honey in anticipation of Wreck Planet and all these cool toys and things, you can do so. You could do so. All right. Hi, everyone. Let's see how you guys are doing. We're getting people in here now. That is good. Let's see. Holy shit. Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Move on to the news. Stop shilling. What the fuck, dude? You're burying the lead. No, I'm waiting for people to come in here. You can't just do the news right away. You can't just talk about what what's on the dockets right away. You talk about what's going on. You let people come in. Now we've got about 1,100 people in here, and it's time to talk about Anita Sarkeesian. Anita Sarkeesian calls for Lego to remove police-themed sets. Good Lord. Good Lord, ma'am. What? I'm sorry. I hate everyone so much right now. It's not just the sunburn. It's not just the sunburn that's making me grouchy. This is retarded. And I use that word advisedly. Anita Sarkeesian, activist and host of Feminist Frequency, Anita Sarkeesian called for Lego to remove police-themed sets in the wake of looting and rioting following the death of George Floyd in Minnesota. Can you imagine? Let's pretend like the police don't exist. The police are now racist. The idea of having a police force is now racist. Sarkeesian's comments come after an email began circulating from Rakuten affiliate indicating that Lego had requested a number of police and fire Lego sets to be removed from marketing campaigns and for sale. Holy shit. I mean, this is absolute insanity. Sometimes I wake up and I just feel like everyone is a child. And I'm supposed to be childish. Why don't I get to be the most childish person in the room? I would like to be the man baby again. Instead, it seems like everybody else is. Everybody else is reactionary. Everybody else is overly emotional. Everyone else seems to be ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And here I am, calmly, decisively, using good judgment to point out who the Nimrods are, who the dickheads are, who needs to go and who gets to stay. I mean, that's always been my thing. All right. Other sets included a barbecue set, a White House set, and a donut shop. What? Why are you getting rid of the barbecue set, the White House set? Hi there. In light of recent events, Lego has requested the below products to be removed from sites and any marketing ASAP. No more downtown fire brigade. No more police station. No more donut shop opening. No more Sky Police Air Base. No more fire station. No more fire plane. Why? Because your little Lego men need to be able to run rampant and riot and loot and set fire to your other Lego sets without anybody coming in to stop them. It's very important that we get rid of all authority and all opposition to crazy rioters. The police monster truck heist. Does John Malin know that there's a police monster truck and that it's heisted? You got to be kidding me. Police monster truck heist. That is the most fucking awesome Lego set idea I've ever heard in my life. It's a monster. Here come the police. Here come the police in Bigfoot. The police Police modified Bigfoot monster truck. Pull over. I would pull over if there were a police monster truck behind me. If I heard, woo, woo, and I turned around and there was a Bigfoot monster truck behind me and I could only see the tire out my rearview window mirror, I would probably pull over straight away. And if I didn't, I'd expect it to roll right over my car. Oh my God, what an awesome Lego set. I need that. Mobile command center, the police helicopter transport, the burger bar fire rescue. Wait, this is the burger bar is on fire. We gotta remove this. It's too insensitive right now. They have a Lego set in which a burger bar is on fire, and the fire company, they're coming to put the fire out of the burger bar. Too insensitive right now. We can't have the police helicopter chase. We can't have the Sky Police parachute arrest. And we can't have the fire chief response truck. This is all bigoted and racist. Obviously, there's even more. There's even more. Holy shit. The police dog unit. All this stuff has to go, guys. This is very insensitive right now. The police dog unit, the police patrol car, the Sky Police Jet Patrol, the police brick box, forest fire. By the way, why is there a forest fire Lego set? How do you build that? What is there to build for a Lego City forest fire? The city police vest and police handcuffs and badge. Duke detain keychain. There's a fucking Lego figure called Duke Detain. His name is Duke Detain. Oh my God. That is the best name for a cop I've ever heard. Duke Detain. Duke Detain keychain. Get them while you can, guys, because those are these are coming off the shelves. So if you Carl Kill if you want a Duke Detain keychain, you better get it now because it is coming off the shelf. The White House. We're no more White House Lego set. No more police station, police bike, or police pursuit. Fuck the police. Thank you. Lego affiliate team. I can't believe it. I mean, it really is true that, NWA, I mean, they predicted the future. It is all fuck the police from here on out in normal, in what is deemed normal society. All right, let's see. The email and its coverage would be picked up by President Donald Trump's campaign manager, Brad Parscale. He wrote, "This is nuts. Lego is removing playsets featuring police, firefighters, and emergency vehicles." He added, even ditching an adult White House kit. We ought to stress the good in law enforcement for kids. There's some good in it. Sure. Most of law enforcement is evil, but there is some good in law enforcement. There is some good in the fascist arm of the United States government, federal, local, and they're pledged to protect and serve. There's some good in that. Parscale then questioned, "What does Joe Biden think about Lego erasing cops?" I'd like to know too. I'd like to know what Lego thinks or what Joe Biden thinks about Lego sets. All right, so this is look at this kid playing. Here's a kid playing with the cops. He's got a Lego police car, and he's got this tow truck, I guess, and the cops are illegally detaining this tow truck operator. They're probably going to sick this dog on him and chew his throat out. Got a motorcycle cop here too, that's keeping, I guess like this guy here and this guy here will be keeping people with iPhones, witnesses at bay. So this is obviously an inappropriate Lego set. And the tragic death, let me see, what is this here? Click on this. The tragic death of George Floyd while being restrained by police in Minneapolis sparked major protests all over the country. And today we're seeing the first impact in the toy department. The toy book has received a copy of an email sent to affiliate marketers. on behalf of Lego. The email requests removal of product listings and features from more than 30 Lego building sets, minifigures, and accessories that include representation of police officers, firefighters, criminals, emergency vehicles, and buildings. Sets include Lego City Police Station, Fire Station, Police Dog Unit, Patrol Car, Fire Plane, Mobile Command Center, Police Highway Arrest, and many more. Even the Lego City Donut Shop opening set, which includes Police Officer Duke Detain. I gotta see Duke Detain. Hold on a second, guys. This is, obviously this is a matter of great curiosity for all of us. Lego. All right, Duke Detain Lego. Yeah. I mean, what? I gotta have a Duke Detain Lego. I gotta do it. I don't know about you guys, but sold. Fucking sold. All right, let's see. Duke Detain Lego City characters, Lego for kids. Holy shit, what a badass. Meet Duke Detain. How do I click on Duke Detain? All right, let me see. I like him. I like Duke Detain. Oh, I got to create a Lego account to like him. How come I can't click on him and see more? Did they shut him down? Sam Grizzled. Let's look at him and just see. No, it's the same. It's the same. All right, so Duke Detain. Let's go back and see what they have to say about him. When it comes to high-speed chases, Lieutenant Duke Detain tops the chart. Duke always goes the extra mile to put those crooks behind bars. Literally, Duke performs athletic shoulder rolls into his car. As long as he doesn't do athletic knee bends into the office and into action. Once part of a manned mission to Mars, this guy's a badass. Duke not only aced the challenge, but also unearthed foul play, leading to his decision to keep his boots firmly planted, firmly on planet Earth. And I guess on people he wants to detain. All right, so he lives a humble life as a city police superhero. What a great guy. I like Duke Detain. I don't know why we're keeping him from Target. Why can't I go to Target and buy Duke Detain right now? I don't quite understand. Terrible. Yeah, a lot of people are upset. Free Duke. Duke Detain lives matter. Let's see. Ethan, help me start a Lego gate. I don't know what to do. Yeah, a lot of people are upset about this, and they want to start a revolution to make Lego wake up. Well, I mean, we could. Honestly, why couldn't we do? All right, hold on a second. Let me. I'll be right back, guys. I have an idea. And you guys, I'm going to talk to your boy, Zach, real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Talked to your boy Zach about this. We talked about the possibility of Lego Gate. The way that we're going to approach Lego Gate and the way that we're going to fight Lego for doing this to the police, for changing their product because of the demands of crazy people, of crazy leftists, is what we're doing with Comicsgate. We'll just create our own Legos. We'll create a competitive Lego item. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that's a good idea? Now, we only have one license right now, but I already put it into production. I got it real quick. So I've got the prototype to show you here. This is Brick Buddies with the help of your boy, Zach. Brick Buddies, the Expendablocks. We took the Expendables license. And of course, these are the Expendablocks on Lego. Oh, not Lego. I'm sorry, Brick Buddies. We're going to go head to head with Lego. If you can't let our kids play with police officer Lego toys because you're bitches, we're going to go head to head with you and compete with you. So, of course, the Expendablocks, based on your boy Zach's The Expendables. This is just our very first effort Look at this. Realistic weapons. We've even got women. We got bitches in there too. You can make a tank for tank heist right here. So this is our plan, guys. Going forward, we're going head to head with Lego. We're going to kick some ass. This is how to compete. This is what I keep telling people from Comicsgate. Just do a better product. You know, if one group of people gets too comfy, just do and starts to bend the knee to social justice warriors, just do a better product. And that is what we're going to do here. I promise you. All right, let's go back and figure out where Anita Sarkeesian plays into all of this. That bitch. Lego says we are not removing any Lego sets from sale. Reports otherwise are false. Holy shit. This is very dramatic. Heel versus Babyface got involved. He says he would comment on Lego's initial response, indicating that they appeared to be contradicting their affiliate, who stated, in light of recent events, Lego has requested the below products be removed from sites and any marketing ASAP. He stated, which again, I stress, says to me, the removal of sale as well as the advertisement of said items. Lego was saying, well, we did, but we didn't. Good for you, heel versus Babyface. What does heel versus Babyface even mean? Why does Az do that? Brick Loft. Hey, Lego Group, can you elaborate? Is it Blackout Tuesday? We all firmly believe Black Lives Matter. For decades, Lego, police, and fire rescue have been the very best example how to protect and rescue fellow minifigs and kids playing. What kind of message are you making here? Just had an affiliate email asking for certain Lego sets not to be advertised. They all seem to be related to emergency services. Anyone have any idea what's happening? Lego is cucking to anarchy. They are cucking to these anarchists and weirdos. That is what's happening. Lego would continue to correct this, would attempt to correct this confusion. They issued a statement to Toy Book. The statement reads, we requested that our affiliate partners refrain from posting promotional Lego content as part of our decision to respect Blackout Tuesday and pause posting content on our social media channels in response to the tragic events in the U.S. The statement concluded, we regret any misunderstanding and will ensure that we are clearer about our intentions in the future. They would also post to Twitter, we've seen incorrect reports saying we've removed some Lego sets for sale. To be clear, that is not the case, and reports otherwise are false. Lego added, our intention was to temporarily pause digital advertising in response to events in the U.S. We hope this clears things up. All right, so in response to this, this is where Anita Sarkeesian, supervillain of Gamergate, shows up. Super villainous. She's a woman. I'm going to just make that clear. Super villainous. Feminist weirdo who attempted to destroy video games and very likely succeeded in some ways, but not entirely. Fortunately, video games are still a sexist boy club, as they were always meant to be. All right, she says, I tweeted about Lego. Let me see it. I tweeted about Lego possibly pulling their police-themed sets, and that was incorrect. Sorry about spreading false information. I am deleting that previous tweet. She then called on Lego to pull all their police-themed sets. But also, hey, Lego, maybe pull all your police-themed sets. Holy shit. Anita Sarkeesian is demanding that Lego actually go forward with what the rumored course of action was. Anita Sarkeesian is demanding, hey, I'm gonna stop spreading information, but maybe you should fucking pull your Lego police sets. The police are over. We have canceled the police force. Fuck the police. Yeah. Sarkeesian would not be alone in calling for Lego to stop selling police-themed sets. You're kidding me. One user stated, stop glorifying police since they're causing pain and suffering to so many Americans. Discontinue police sets and items. Abolish ICE. We got, you know what? I'm done with Comicsgate. We got to move on from Comicsgate. I really wanted. I've wanted to do this for so long. I wanted to do this for so long. Independent comics explosion. ICE. I want all of us to wear ICE shirts. Just big ICE shirts. Well, why are you wearing an ICE shirt? It stands for Independent Comics Explosion. Or entertainment. No, Independent Comics Entertainment, of course. It's very professional. ICE. We got to do that, guys. Very, very, very important that we move on and call ourselves ICE now. No, we won't. We'll stay Comicsgate. Stop glorifying police. Stop it. I got to look at this guy. Jesus Christ. Stop glorifying police. They're causing people pain. They're causing innocent people pain. The police are hurting innocent people. Okay. Oh, why, dude? Why? Why is this happening? Free Hong Kong. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. Fuck. Oh my God, no. Stop living up to my expectations of you. That's all I ask. 10 years ago, I thought 10 years ago, I thought police violence could be addressed by better recruiting and training and wearing body cameras. I now realize police unions are far too strong to allow real reform. Police need to be defunded and ultimately abolished. Here's why. Oh, fuck. Police unions prevent real discipline. When officers are fired, they often get reinstated. Police unions hold mayors and other elected officials hostage. Racists understand very well being on the police force is the best way to terrorize minorities. How to handle crime. All right, so here's how to handle crime without police. I'm going to take this seriously. Houselessness. Give people houses and jobs. Fucking hell. Why didn't I think of that? You know, if people had houses and jobs, if we just gave them houses and jobs, there would be less crime. Drugs, decriminalized, provide safe spaces for hardcore users. Leftists are the worst people on the face of the earth. Traffic, increase public transit, reduce cars. Fare avoidance, make it free. There will still be some need. There will still be a need for some kind of investigative arm to address violent crime, but it should not be structured as an occupying army roaming our streets to harass and detain people at will. Police forces should be replaced by civic engagement personnel to serve and assist. You mean like a well-regulated militia, well-armed citizenry, allowed to own guns, firearms of all kinds? Seems like a good idea. But in addition to a police force, what do you think about that? What do you think about the idea that we have a well-regulated, which means supplied, doesn't mean regulated by the government, mind you. Regulated in those days meant supplied. What if we had a well-armed, well-supplied militia, which is the people, and on top of that, we had the police. What if we had the militia, which was meant to arm the people and protect the people against a fascist uprising within our government, which would include a police officer. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I guess my internet's going out again every now and then. Apologize for that. But it's just a point. It's like, it's almost as though the founding fathers anticipated all of this and thought about all of this before. It's almost as though we have the government and then we have rights and freedoms granted to us that are meant to check the government. That we don't need to abolish the government. We just need to continue to put, checks on the government. And of course, the citizenry should be armed. It's a great idea. I like that idea. Okay, so let's. Am I back? Okay. And my internet sucks sometimes, but I still get the point across. I still get to tell you guys what's up. Ban the Lego police state. Seriously, you glorify police subjugation. Stop it, says Pandaminal. Late Mayor Giuliani says, stop selling the cop sets. That would have been the right move. Still another stated, I came here to congratulate you on removing police Lego. Now I am sad again. This has got to be a parody account. This person, Meg, says, here's an opportunity to do the right thing and remove police-themed sets from sale. Another person claimed Lego was endorsing killing people by selling police-themed Lego sets. You need to make those reports correct. Look at what you were endorsing. They're literally killing people for sport because they can. They added, you respond by selling cute little toys with bulletproof vests painted on like they're heroes. Oof. One person who claimed to be a Lego employee all promoted the idea of the company removing police sets from sale. They wrote, as an employee, I wouldn't mind if you just decided to pull those sets for moral reasons. Hashtag people promise. Hashtag people promise. All right. So, Jesus Christ. Lego had previously issued a statement against racism and inequality. I'm going to issue a statement like that right now myself. It's been too long. I've not done this yet. And it is important, guys. I want some applause. Where's my applause? Okay, here we go. This is my applausible deniability for the day. I would like to issue a statement broadly denouncing the evils of this world. Among them, racism, bigotry, feminism, and also caffeine-free Pepsi. Thank you. I'll take my likes and retweets now. Okay. So I'm expecting, let me see how that looks. All right, we'll watch this. We'll watch this go down here. 1 like already, guys. 1 like already. Yeah. 4 likes, 2 retweets. This feels good. I understand why people do this. Clout feels good. Thank you. People are saying I'm stunning and brave. Yeah. Thanks, guys. 10 retweets, 26 likes. I feel like I'm really making a difference. Yeah, caffeine-free Pepsi is the worst. Caffeine-free Pepsi is a waste. Like, why would you drink that? The entire point of Pepsi is getting that little. See, the word pep is in the title. You get a little caffeine, you get a little pep. Why would there be caffeine-free Pepsi? 77 likes. A lot of people are liking everything that I have to say. 42 retweets. Now, of course, look, it is important for all public figures to come forward and denounce the evils of the world. I want to be aligned with goodness. I want to be aligned with positivity. I would like to be known as somebody who cares. I would like to be known as somebody who says who cares often. And that is, I think I'm earning that reputation for myself, Who cares? Who cares? Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Thank you. No Coke, just Pepsi. No. Pepsi, Coke too, but Pepsi is the worst because Coke was named because it used to contain cocaine. It can't contain cocaine anymore. Pepsi, the word pep is in it because it's supposed to give you a little bit of when you drink it. And if you put like no caffeine in it, it takes that away. It's no longer a thing. Thank you. 136 likes. Oh my God, I can feel those back pats. Yes. Let me do it for myself here. Let me do it for myself. Thank you. Good job. Ow, sunburn. Feeling pretty good about myself. So thank you. Thanks everyone for coming out in support of me, being a great person. I appreciate you. Pepsi had cocaine as well. Did they take it out, or is it still in there? Thank you, Gabriel Figueroa. What a hero. Appreciate it. Pepsi had pepsin in it. That's why it's called Pepsi. Hey, would you stop arguing with me about little things that don't matter that make me look stupid? Could you do me a favor and stop making me look stupid? You look like you saw an atomic bomb at close range. I did. It was part of my duty as a soldier. Now I lift my hand and it's, 3 times the size of a normal hand. Gigantism, atomic gigantism. Okay, all right. Enough of that. Let's go back and see what the fuck is up with Lego. Is Lego going to bend the knee? By the way, Lego figures can't bend the knee. How can they bend the knee when they're not jointed that way? They just sit. Lego cannot bend the knee. But I bet they will anyway. They'll find a way. They'll add a joint to their Lego figures so that their Lego figures will bend the knee to these social justice warriors. And that is going to be a sad thing. That is going to be a sad day when Lego adds a knee joint to their stupid Lego minifigures just so they can bend the knee. They posted to Twitter, "We stand with the Black community against racism and inequality." It continued, "There is so much to do. We will donate $4 million to organizations dedicated to supporting Black children and educating all children about racial equality." Now, hold on a second. I support this. This is actually a great idea. We've got the cucks and the simps and the pussies of the comic book industry who are all working very hard to donate to radical activist organizations like Black Lives Matter. While Black Lives Matter and Antifa join arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow to set fire to comic book stores upon which these cucks, simps, and pussies depend in order to sell their shitty comic books. Here's some more money. That literally is cuckery. Let me hold your hair back, honey. Oh my goodness sakes. Selling your artwork, selling your shit to raise money, which you don't have. None of you people have any money. So that you can give that money to the activist, radical, terrorist organization. That's what Trump said. He said terrorist organization. So that they can set fire to the comic book stores that you cucks actually spent last month trying to raise money for. You confused the small businesses with a charity. Hold on a second. God, this blows my mind. This is how stupid these people are. This is why the comic book industry is dying and deserves to die. COVID-19 happens. Comic book stores of necessity, because they're non-essential businesses, they close down. Now, because they close down and they can't do business within 2 weeks, a bunch of them are absolutely destitute. Many of them are unable to reopen. All of them are trying to figure out ways to sell comics, and there are no new comics to sell. Because the comic book industry is so fucked up that they're unable to actually produce product that makes a profit, that makes small business owners who sell comic books for a living actually able to put a little money in the bank, pad their bank accounts so that they can survive this rainy day, this rainy 2-3 months. These businesses are going under. So what happens? Comic book industry, the ones who are responsible for producing the shit, the unsellable shit that essentially put these people on the brink of bankruptcy and failure to begin with, these guys decide that small businesses are a charity. They're charitable organizations. And together they start to sell drawings. They make drawings. They open up lemonade stands. And they raise a little bit of money to send to these small businesses to keep them open. There are 1,900 and declining rapidly, but 1,900 is still a pretty healthy number. 1,900 Diamond Comics accounts, Diamond Distributors accounts out there, 1,900 small businesses. I mean, even Jim Lee, when he raised, a substantial amount of money, it was something like $45,000 or something like that. Probably more than that. Wait, was it like 400? 400? I mean, amounted to, they were able to send each comic book store $167. It's not helping. It's not helping. You could have helped. You could have made good sellable comic books that are sexy and fun, that are a little bit sexist, maybe a little violent, whatever it is. Maybe they do not preach the values of social justice warriors. You could have done that, could have made some money for these people, but no, instead, now you're selling charitable items for them. And then the minute Black Lives Matter comes around and starts setting fire to your neighborhoods with Antifa, you guys are raising money. You're raising money to actually counter all the good that you did. These comic book stores, one guy said he got his window kicked in, comic book store owner. I had my window kicked in. Somebody sprayed accelerant in through the window all over my comic books and threw a match in there. And my comic book store was on the lower floor, right above the comic book store, where people's living quarters, families were living up there. And you've got these dickheads raising money to give to this organization. Now, here you've got Lego. You've got Lego right here who, even though they are bending their knee to this ridiculous bullshit, stop making police. We don't want to be reminded that there's a police force. Police are all evil, not just a few select individuals. Yeah, maybe there's some kind of problem there, but we gotta get rid of the police force entirely. We got to throw the baby out with the bathwater, 100%. Now, Lego is not cucking and sending money to Black Lives Matter. They're doing what I suggested they do. Send your money, not to a radical terrorist organization, but to those who actually need help. Poor Black children who would like to go to college and can't. That is a great idea. That is where charitable money should go. Charitable money should not go to comic book stores. Charitable money should not go to activist organizations who set fire to comic book stores. Charitable money should be going, in this case, to allow children, Black children, the opportunity to be educated and grow up into doctors, lawyers, maybe even police officers themselves, in some cases, if they want to, whatever it is that they want to be. Send these kids to school. Send these kids to college. Send these kids to trade school. Hunter went to trade school. Hunter went to auto tech school. He's making a ton of money right now fixing BMWs. He didn't want to be a doctor. Honestly, I don't know, son. What do you want to do? You want to fix cars? Yes. That's what he's doing. Give people an opportunity. Give people an opportunity to succeed. That's where charitable money should go. All right, the next generation. Here we go. We've got Lego issuing. Boy, this looks like somebody. Wow. Okay. We stand with the Black community against racism and inequality. There is much to do. We will donate $4 million to organizations dedicated to supporting Black children and educating all children about racial equality. Now, this is the message that you've got to put out when you cuck, when you overreact and you start pulling your police-themed Lego sets from the shelves because lunatics ask you to do so, because it hurts the feelings of lunatics and crazy people. Now you've got to look po-faced, donate to charity, apologize, bend the knee, and you're just going to get more attention. Now, what I want to know is, what does that police monster truck chase look like? I will buy that shit right now. Holy fuck. Okay, we got to see this. Now, it's not what I thought it was. It isn't what I thought it was, so I'm a little disappointed about that. The police car itself is not the monster truck, and I don't know why. I mean, all the police cars around here are just reconfigured Ford Explorers. I don't know why they couldn't reconfigure a monster truck to be a police vehicle. I would think that would be bitchin', badass, rock and roll. Is this it? Right here. All right, so this is what it is. I guess the situation is there's a monster truck that's been heisted. Look at this. I get it. I want this set. So there's a monster truck that has been heisted to break out this city bank. That's what you do. You get a monster truck, you roll over the city bank, you pull out the ATM machine, right? These guys are the crooks right here. And then you call the police to stop the monster truck. Why, that launches my imagination right into the stratosphere. That's almost as good as when John Malin was talking about tank heist, and I said a cocaine mummy should be involved. Why wouldn't you make this set? Why is this a problem? You people for? Hey, Anita Sarkeesian, are you for monster trucks being heisted, smashing into local or city banks, stealing ATMs and getting away with the loot? Are you for that? These gentlemen all look white, these criminals, or at least yellow. These police officers smiling. They don't look like they're going to hurt anyone unduly. Do you support this? I don't support this. I don't support the idea of a monster truck stealing an ATM with a giant magnet, which is what it is. It looks like it's a giant magnet. It's a foolproof scheme. Down here, there is a police monster truck, but it's custom. So, somebody else saw this, I think, and had the same idea I did. Monster truck police cars, badass. Pull over. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Would you like my license and registration? Please do not put a tire tread over the entire roof of my fucking car. Holocron Library Fox says, Ethan, just get it over with and buy all of the fascist Lego sets. I will. Why wouldn't I do that? They look good. Those are bitchin'. Those Lego sets are bitchin'. Why wouldn't you support them? Why wouldn't you buy them? 1,161 people watching right now. Are you guys outraged by Anita Sarkeesian like I am? Are you pissed like I am? I'm pissed at Anita Sarkeesian. How dare she? Yeah, get into the toy biz. Yeah, I will. I will get into the toy biz with your boy Zach. You guys think I'm kidding. We can replace Lego very easily. We do have, some IPs that we can turn into Lego sets. We just call them something else, brick buddies. What else would we call them? We call them something. All right. So, what happened while I was away? First let me read some super chats, and then we'll go back and we'll look at all this other, comic book industry throwing a temper tantrum over its own death. Why? Just lay down and die. Go with dignity. Go with some dignity. For goodness sakes. Stop kicking your feet and screaming. You don't see me doing that. All right, here we go. Whoa, a lot of good super chats. Counter says, Uncle E. Oh, I read that one. Thanks for the cards. You're looking good, Uncle E. A lot of positivity. Nerdy Girl Creates says now he is a radiating sunbeam. Thank you, Nerdy Girl Creates. J Bama fan says, better to lose your foot to a shark than to crippling diabetes, Caesar. Amen to that. Who wants to lose your foot to crippling diabetes? You should have a better story to tell. My story is I lost my foot to a shark. Jay Bizzle says, can diarrhea be called butt barf now? Yes. Yeah. Pilgrim Media says, Hail Caesar, when will Cecil be back with you? Well, I mean, Cecil's on vacation right now. I don't know if you guys know this. Have you seen his pictures from the shore? By the way, his pictures from the shore didn't look any better than mine, and I was just in New Jersey. He had to drive all the way down to Florida. That's his mistake. He could have just come to Ocean City, New Jersey with me, gotten a nice sunburn. Would have been good. He's in Florida, but he'll be back soon. I don't want you guys to worry about Cecil. Cecil's always on vacation, Uncle A, says Brother Gaius. I know he is. He's like the Beastie Boys. Sick of it. Get back here and do some work. Eric Weathers. Let's not forget, Eric Weathers, nearly 700 backers, almost $40,000 with 12 hours left. Go back Battlebrick Road. Boy, it seems like just yesterday that we were promoting Battlebrick Road. Let's see. Zero Duality says balls and feet. A Kermit the Frog story. Yeah, well, you got to commit to the bit. Hank Spectrum says, I've collected action figures for over 35 years. That Cyberfrog gives me a 4-star chub. A lot of people are excited about the Cyberfrog toy. A lot of people are really, really excited about it. Yeah. People are concerned about my sunburn. Don't be concerned, guys. I know a lot of people are worried that I'm not okay. I'm okay. It doesn't even hurt right now. Doesn't even hurt, and I'm telling you, it's going to heal. And in 2 days, I'm going to be, I'm going to have a deep dark tan. You guys are going to. Some people are not worried about it. Okay, Bob Bug with one eye is king. Is king says not me. I'm not worried about it at all. Thanks, Bob. Thanks for your concern. Yeah, these Cyberfrog toys, everybody's happy about them. Everybody's excited about them. This is, wow, look how great this is. Let me back out a little bit so you can see the whole figure. This is the entire Cyberfrog toy right now. Yeah, he's absolutely beautiful, put together. I'm gonna have this in my office in person very soon, and we'll, I'll show it to you. We'll look at it. This is the sculpt. It has not been articulated yet. But this is what your action figures are going to look like. And we're going to launch them sometime this year. I'm thinking about taking the Heather Swain toy, the Heather Swain statue, and then also using that sculpt because it's so beautiful. It's so brilliant. Breaking that sculpt down into an action figure as well. But ultimately, you guys are what matter. Your say-so, your enthusiasm is what, what motivates me to do stupid things. So give me good advice. Stop giving me bad advice. Give me good advice about things to do. I mean, you guys are like, oh, Ethan, I think you should run headlong into a brick wall. That wasn't good advice. Give me good advice. Producing a Cyberfrog action figure was good advice. I appreciate it. Now, is producing a Heather Swain action figure good advice too? I hope so, because that's what I want to do. See this button down here? It says stop sharing. I will never stop sharing. I will never stop sharing. I will always share everything I have with the people who need me. Here's another shot of Cyberfrog from the front here before his feet got attached. Yeah, his hands are huge, dude. He looks great. He looks so great. And here he is with his feet attached from above. I think it looks really, really good. I'm excited about the possibilities here. I'm going to get a couple of sculptors already working on Rumblebee, and that way there'll be a bad guy for kids to fight. But I think your kids are going to like this toy. I think you as an adult collector are going to like this. But I think if your kids see Cyberfrog, they're going to like him too. How could they not? Look at him. How could your kids not like this toy? They definitely will. All right, let me get back to super chats. Enough of this nonsense. I've collected. Okay, Cyberfrog has to be posable with telescoping legs, says Social Distance Warrior. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do telescoping legs. Zayd Comics says, congrats on the sculpty. Hail Comicsgate. Everyone check out the lost pages on Indiegogo now. Let's hit those stretch goals so we can get to the bonus story by Kyung Lee. Keaton Smith says, next 2 comics I'm backing will be Cyberfrog 2, Vance Skyver covers, and Black Flag comic plus Ashcan plus heads. Can't wait. Hail Comicsgate. Oh, and I got my Blood Honey line arts. Oh, good. So they showed up. That's great to know. Enjoy them, Keaton. Caradon Schuster says, I call her, quote, I need to seek easy ones. Oh, Anita Sarkeesian. I need to seek easy ones because she's a scammer looking for a mark. Fenrir Fire. Thanks for the sticker. Fenrir Fire again. A sign that says, nope. Thank you for $1.49. Pedro Caicedo says, I'm buying them all of the Legos. Mr. Reborn says, Caesar, did you see I sent you 5 separate toy cards? No, toy cards. What are toy cards? Charlie's London official says, the poor Duke is now a hazard. Fenrir Fire says, prick buddies, the Expendicocks. Justin Carter says, Nick Barucci donated $200 to Mark Waid to help him fight your boy Zach in court. How is this not anti-Comicsgate? Well, I'm glad you asked, Justin Carter, because these are things that we can talk about in person. Nick Barucci was very mainstream. He worked with Mark Waid. He knows Mark Waid, and he knew nothing about Comicsgate. So when that lawsuit initially happened, and when Mark Waid was asking all of his friends for money Nick Barrucci donated. That's just what everybody did. Mark Wade's asking for money. I'm donating. Nick Barrucci since then has had a very quick education because Nick Barrucci wanted to sort of help me out. Nick Barrucci, of course, we're friends, me and Nick. And because Nick Barrucci and I did our original Vampirella Cyberfrog cover, SJWs, a phenomenon that he did not understand. And I want you to understand something. Most people do not understand what SJWs are. Most people don't know because most people don't run afoul of them, and then they're not troubled by them. But Nick Barrucci, when he put out the Cyberfrog Salamandroid Vampirella cover, suddenly he had social justice warriors trying to cancel his business. He had social justice warriors trying to undermine him, trying to get him to lose his IPs, the ones that he had licensed out, by contacting the licensors. Nick Barrucci went through quite a bit and had a very quick education about what social justice warriors are. Now, recently, should I say this? Let me just put it this way. Nick and Zach have become friends. They become pals. Okay. They're chatting a little bit. And that's really all you need to know about that. But here's the thing. We all get a quick education about what SJWs are, what they do. SJWs are assholes. They're animals. And until you understand them, until they come after you, it's hard to say that you're Comicsgate. It's hard to understand what Comicsgate is. So once you understand what Comicsgate is, then, you might look back like I do. After all, guys, 2017, there's a video of me being nice to Mark Wade. I did an interview with Mark Wade. Why? Surely I must be anti-Comicsgate. Surely, and that's around the same time as, it's just right before Mark Wade came after your boy Zach. We can't judge people by what they did in the past. We kind of do need to judge them by what they're doing today. Nick Barrucci is neutral to Comicsgate, which is all that we can ask for the comic book industry to be. If Dynamite Comics will do business with Comicsgate, they do not hate Comicsgate, they're willing to work with Comicsgate, that's great. That's called hopping onto the ark. We need more businesses to be like that. And once again, your boy Zach's entire point with the Mark Wade lawsuit was, I wanted to work with Antarctic Comics, and I wanted to be published through the mainstream, and this jackass Mark Wade stopped me from doing so. Zach wanted to work for the mainstream. Zach wants to work for Marvel Comics. I don't think he still does, but he did. And the fact of the matter is, we know Zach can raise enormous amounts of money on his indie comics. So Zach deserves to work for Marvel Comics. Zach has a big audience, but Zach can't work for Marvel Comics because of social justice warriors. But if he could, he would. That's what he wants to do. So I defer to Zach. I would say working with Dynamite Comics, if that's what you want to do, is perfectly Comicsgate. Working for Marvel Comics, if that's what you want to do, is perfectly Comicsgate. In fact, it's wonderful. And it represents a success for Comicsgate. We should be able to go wherever we want to go, work with whoever we want to work with, because after all, it's all about making a change, isn't it? We all want different things. What do I want? I don't want to work for the mainstream. I don't want to work for DC Comics. I don't really want to work anywhere. I just want to work for Cyberfrog. I want to work for myself. I want to produce Cyberfrog comics. But some of us do. And that's Comicsgate. The fact that they can't is Comicsgate. Getting them to be able to is Comicsgate, in my opinion. All right, so very good. I hope that answers your question. I think if Nick could, he'd probably take back that donation. But we can't live in the past. All right. DCV Titan says Cyberfrog, Vespis, Hive, Block Buddies playset when? That sounds like fun. The animation commentator says, when did Firefighters hit the SJW naughty list? I don't know. Did Firefighters ever hurt anyone? I mean, they're not really out to detain anyone. They're mostly out to put out fires. So I'm not quite sure. Daniel Craig says Lego should pull all of their police sets and place every single Lego person in every city set should come with their own gun. There you go. So just make like Second Amendment Lego sets. No more police, sure, but everyone is their own protector. Zero Duality says, "Isn't that the United States Postal Service?" Grand Inquisitor says, "The freeze up a few minutes ago was your stream being ghosted, Uncle E. It no longer shows up in my recommendations or subs." Oh, that's interesting. Angry Bandaling. Oh, hold on. I jumped ahead real quick. Oh, Charlie's London official says Preston has bought out a set. It's called Pego. Alan Rogers says, "Were you removed from the beach by Marine Wildlife Rescue Team?" Yes, I was. They tried to roll me back into the water. I said, "Folks, I'm fine. I'm right where I want to be." And they said, "Holy shit, it talks." I didn't realize what they were talking about until just now. Matt Ruth says, "Ethan, your common sense keeps my faith in humanity." Thank you, Ruthie. Well-read user 1 says, "EVS, did you eat today? Here's a deuce. Buy bread." Thank you, well-read user. I did. I ate 2 tacos from Taco Bell today, but that's it. That's it. Angry Bandling says, "Anita does not want you to do a concerto stream, eh?" I'm going to do one soon. I kind of feel like it a little bit. In the hotel I was at, there was a sign that said, "Please refrain yourself from playing the piano," or "Please refrain from playing the piano." Beautiful baby white white baby Grant, in the lobby. I wanted to play it so bad, but there was a sign that says, "Please refrain." I don't like that. I don't want to refrain from doing things that I want to do. So maybe I will get on the piano, and it's not a white baby Grant, but it's it sounds like one. And I'll play a few hits, maybe a little later today. All right, let's see, where are we at here? Escapist Entertainment says, "Make Cyberfrog car decals to put on real monster trucks." Eric Weathers says, "If only there were a brick-based Comicscape book we could make Lego of." Okay, Eric. Battle Brick Road, everyone. Battle Brick Road. Ron B says, "Got my Sal poster. Looks great. It's listed on Indiegogo as 24 by 36, but the actual poster size is 19.5 by 28. Back to Michael's for a new frame." Sal poster. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, good to know. Thank you for letting me know that, Ron. I'll fix that. Angry Bandaling says, "Have more cheap currency, based Pie Man." Thank you, Angry Bandaling. Antonio Cardina says, "Don, Ethan, please stop giving away all our secret plans." Just a Kid from Brooklyn says, "The figure looks amazing, but it's not a party until Salamandroid shows up." It's coming, guys. He is definitely coming. Michael Beacon says, 7 Legions hit our second stretch goal. Now print tier backers get 4 prints now, including a Narwhal print, $421 more, and all our backers get dog tags. Hell yeah. Sarah Whiskey says, "Uncle E, you're supposed to wear red, not turn red." Battlebrick Road by Eric Weathers, and its final 12 hours only on Indiegogo. Hail the Frogfather. Mr. Reborn says, "Oh, did my blister cards drown in your inbox?" Maybe. That's what you're referring to. I see what you're saying, Mr. Reborn. Let me look at them, but I think I've got the blister card designs that I want right now, because I asked James Dean Anderson to do them, and he did a great job. But I'll still look at yours and see if I can maybe find something for you. Splashbang Entertainment says, "You should do a Cyberfrog spinoff in manga style. Opportunities for the Cyberfrog brand are limitless. I think it would be interesting." Well, I mean, look, wait a second here. Yeah, sing us a song. You're the piano man, says Verakusaku 86. Peppermint Oil Capsule says, "Please play Pablo Hidalgo, Where Did Your Balls Go?" I probably will. Well, here's the thing. I mean, we've got a little controversy here in which, I want to make a magazine. And somebody who made a magazine called CG Jumpstart is available. And that magazine guy, his name is Steve Dye. I just said, "Look, I'll put you to work. You want to make a Cyberfrog fanzine?" In the 90s, Wizard Magazine used to put out these polybagged kind of fanzines, like magazines that were specifically about one thing. Like, somebody showed an example of it on Twitter. It was like Spawn. Here's the Spawn edition of, Wizard Magazine. And I would do one of those for fun. I don't need to do it. But I have money and I want to pay people. And I want to pay people to make things for me. There's some confusion about that. Some people are like, well, why don't you do a magazine that promotes other people's campaigns? I don't think there's a demand for that. I would like to do a magazine about cyber fraud to make money for me. I will pay people. Here's what I want to do. Let me make this clear. I would like to take the money that I was given to make CyberFrog, all the extra money. I would like to use it to make things for you guys. I'd like to put other people to work making these things. And then I would like to make more money from the things that I make. I think that's what I want to do. So maybe a CyberFrog fan magazine. Billy Ray Trojan says, I really want a Jumpstart. As far as I know, that's still happening. They're going to run that soon. I think that, some people, may have wanted their names pulled from it, but I'm not privy to that information. I know it seems like I'm privy to everything, but I am not. I don't know what's going on in the world. Let's see. If you want less police, have judge and jury reform. Do criminals don't get out again? Okay. Yeah. Throw them away. Throw the key away. Lock them up. All right. Let me see. I'll talk to you guys for a little bit and see how you guys are doing. This is kind of a Q&A thing. If you guys would like to ask me questions, I will answer them. And then we'll move on and we'll talk about comics, because I've only been with you for an hour and 20 minutes. And, honestly, I didn't stream very much. I was away, so we missed each other. At least I missed you. Call-ins? Should we do call-ins? All right. We'll do call-ins. I'll talk to you guys. I will allow you guys to come on the air and say the things that you want to say. And that's everybody. Everybody's invited. So here's the link. Force Ghost Fabio says, we missed you. Why isn't this working? Why is everything a goddamn nightmare? There it is. Valentine Ward Super Ego out now says, we missed you too, EVS. No homo. Well, there's, that's cool. I appreciate that. I definitely missed you. Wadsworth says, do we have an ETA for the Heather statue? There's so much stuff that needs to come out that I'm like, I don't want to pile one thing on the next. Heather statue is important to me. It's beautiful. I want to launch it this summertime. The problem is that I also want to launch Warts and All, and I don't want to break your piggy bank. I really do feel, despite what some people say, if Ethan would just look, Ethan made $1 million on CyberFrog 2, almost, not yet, almost. But if Ethan just did more work and would stop being so lazy, then he would be like, he could do like 6 books a year and make $6 million a year. And I don't think that's the way this situation works, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would do 6 books a year. I think the key thing is to do 1 good book a year. Pull your best work, make it oversized. You could do 2. You could push it to 2. But you do 1 or 2 a year, make it an event, get people excited about it. And that's it. If you were to do this every month, it would die. It would just die. If you're constantly selling things, you have too many campaigns out there, they don't work. People miss them. They go, oh, it's too much. I have too much frog in my life. Believe it or not, I think there is a breaking point for frog merchandise, frog-related gear. So that's just my instinct. That's my read of the room. And I feel like, look, I want to put out Warts and All, and I want to put out Rainbow Brute at the end of the year. And I want to put out these statues. It's a matter of timing it so that you guys are not overwhelmed with things that, you want to buy but might not have enough money to do it. All right, here we go. Social Distance Warrior, hello.
Hello, do you hear me this time?
I do. Yeah. You're
okay.
You're loud.
Okay, sorry. I apologize for my very gay voice. I just want to say that why didn't you wear sunscreen?
Well, I didn't want to. I didn't want to screen the sun. Why don't you wear sunscreen right now? You're in my presence.
I'll tell you. Well, exactly. I'll tell you. So I rode my motorcycle across the country from the West Coast to the East Coast and around. I got a good tan, Then I went down to Arizona. It's a no helmet state, so I thought I'm gonna, easy rider it, have my hair blow in the wind. I show up to Las Vegas to meet my brother, and I look like a radiation victim. So he's walking around winning money at poker, picking up women, and I look, my skin is peeling off my face, and I look disgusting. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look, I was telling my wife, I was like, one time when I was doing caricatures, I was 18 or 19. Somebody said, I gotta stand on the boardwalk in Wildwood. And Ethan, look, you gotta draw quick because I'm only charging $5 a drawing, but you can come out there, you can make like $100 a day. And I went, damn, I'm gonna come to Wildwood. And well, I mean, I'm out there on the boardwalk drawing sketches all day long. Barely made any money. It wasn't that great. And I got sun poisoning because I didn't wear any sunscreen. And I was purple, and I mean, I looked like a purple mummy, and I threw up everywhere when I got home.
Yeah, it's mummy news now.
That's mummy news, yeah. So I don't know. I need to. The way my skin works now is I need to get burned once, then it fades into a tan or something resembling a tan. And that's where we are right now. You'll see. You will not doubt me.
In 2 days you're going to look magnificent.
Oh, I hope so. All right, social distance warrior. Thanks for coming on, pal. We'll see you later.
Thank you very much. See you, Ethan.
All right, we got Captain Chokeout here, and then we're gonna get back to some news. Hey, Captain Chokeout, what's going on, man? What's on your mind?
How chat? Good. Nothing. I just briefly. I was just right. Look, if people are gonna throw shade, like actually go out of their way to cause beef, and they're not using their real face, then they're less of a man than fucking Preston Porter.
Wow, that is Preston Poulter is like the least manly person I know right now. So you're saying that if people cause beef without using their real face or name, they're less of a man than him?
Yeah, because he's out there and he uses his face. And that's a guy that's done some shameful fucking shit. And his face is out there, he don't give a fuck. And you got dudes actually seeking out beef, causing it from behind the hidden account. You're less of a man than fucking Preston.
Yeah, I always have a problem with that.
It's not even a debate.
Yeah. It's these guys who are all about free speech and it's just jokes, it's memes and everything else. It's easy for you to say, like, nobody knows who you are. Your anonymity seems to be very, very important to you. I wonder if people would be making Nazi jokes or dead sister jokes and all this stuff if people knew who they were.
The dead sister jokes are unforgivable. Unforgivable. Right, I put it in the chat the other day. Right, if that was, oh my god, oh my god, I'd be at Rose's door with a fucking team of dudes. I'd hold him. He'd be accountable. As far as I'm concerned, he'd be accountable. They're his dudes doing it. You can't. Right, it's all very good and well memeing dicks on fucking people and shit. Oi, someone's sister that's actually fucking like, oi, that's dark, man.
It's really bad.
That's really bad. That's really bad. And then to say, oh yeah, they're talking about social justice. No, man, that's just like a common decent human. That's terrible.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I don't know what to do about it because
there's nothing you should have to do about it. It's not without saying it's not your problem to have to deal with. But the thing is, you got dudes out here like defending certain people where it's like that's indefensible. At that kind of point, you should have someone being like, "Oi, come, that's too much."
Yeah, that's how I feel, and I can't. I mean, look. I just said I can't promote you guys, while this is going on. I can't do it. And it's a shame because I like those guys, I think they're funny sometimes.
There's loads of them I like, and I still like, I speak to them. Loads of them are funny, do you know what I mean? Anyone says that, and again, it's not everyone. It's not everyone, but yeah, that's fucking some outlandish shit. And that's a bit too much.
We agree. I think people need to kind of, I mean, here's the thing, and some people have had sisters that have passed on, and have been tormented over them by assholes, And you would think those people would have a little bit more empathy towards what that feels like. I have no idea. I still have all my siblings, thank God. But I'd be in a very dark place too if this were happening to me. So thanks, Captain Chokeout. We'll see you later, pal. Let's bring some more people out here. Hey, what's up?
Crap.
Wets.
Hey, Ethan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Holy crap. I'm actually talking to you. This is great. I just want to say I'm a big fan. I got this right here. You know, whenever I turn the pages, I like to be really precise and just I don't want to rip anything. Wow. Yeah. I just want to say one thing, like to all your haters and everything. I am not that big of a fan of comic books. I'm more so a fan of the people that sell them. And I just want to say, like, your personality and your live streams are just so entertaining. And that is the very reason why I buy Cyberfrog. It's for you. And to all the haters out there, just, I don't know if there's anything they can really do for themselves, but I don't know, grow a personality, try it. But that's all I want to say for you. And CG Con for the FanCon 2021. I'm ready.
It's going to be fun. Take care, Sweats. I'm not even going to ask you about your glasses because I like them. Bye-bye. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we live in a world now, like the world of comics is like, well, you can wear those glasses and it's just, I don't even ask. I don't even think about them. Hi, Charlie's.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, busy. Just keeping, stopping myself going nuts, having to stay indoors all the time.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. I have not felt. I've been okay. I go out when I want to go out. I mean, some people are literally just staying indoors the whole time.
I think it's just for me because I normally have to travel to go to work, and there's a lot more interaction with actual physical people. I think I'm noticing it. But other than that, yeah, it's good. I'm working on. I launched my mailing list in 3 weeks, so it's all getting real now. Really.
Yeah, I'll bet it is. You're going to be putting out a book about young Charlie Chaplin in London, which is your area of expertise. You did receive permission from the family, I believe, to make this book, and very excited about it.
Yeah, I can announce now that I've got the first proofs of 2 incredible front covers. One is from Vinnie Tartamella and one is from Donald DeLay.
So, that's great.
So, and I've seen them. They're like the first stages of them. They are awesome. I can't wait. So it's going to be amazing. Yeah. So.
Well, we're excited about it, and keep your chin up. This isn't going to last forever. We will eventually be allowed to go outside again and stuff.
Yeah, you make it fun though. You know what I mean? Like just being able to watch. I mean, we watch these streams and we barely laugh. We genuinely do. We have a lot of fun. I mean, there is a lot of fun in the community. There's been a lot of negativity, but just keep your heads up. Keep doing what you're doing. Remember why you're here. That goes for everyone. And then every storm passes. That's what it is.
That's right. All right, Charlies. We'll see you later. Give our best to Yan.
Yeah, we'll do. See you later.
Bye-bye. All right, I'm going to turn my camera off. I'm sick of looking at my face. I'm sure you are too. All right. Hello, Sequential Treasures. How you doing?
Hey, Ethan. How you doing today?
Good.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm really loving the show, especially with all the SJW drama going on, with all this shit they're trying to do to hit you, like this stupid shit from Tim Seeley selling that cover of yours, trying to own you some way, and all the SJWs going, oh, they got him, he's been supporting Black Lives Matter, I'll piss Ethan off. Like, you have a problem with black people or something, and you don't. So, I mean, it's amazing watching the desperation that these people are sinking to just to try to get an own on you. That shows you how great Comicsgate is. They can't own it, they can't beat it, and no matter what they do, they can't even bring it down. And
yeah, I mostly these things are just like subtle betrayals. You know what I mean? Because it's not about like donating money, selling Cyberfrog for Black Lives Matter, because that's your own business. If you bought like a Cyberfrog item and you own it, you sell it, you can shove that money up your ass if you want to. I don't care. It's your money. donate it to Black Lives Matter. But
I just don't even see how it owns you, because if they do it and it doesn't sell for much, it just proves what we always said, is that SJWs are broke bitches who never spend any money to support things they say they support. And if it does make a lot of money, well, then that just proves that you and Comicsgate, that's where the money's at. That's what brings money in. So either way, you know, they lose. I don't see how they think this is an own on you. It's
what it is it's you know, what it is that makes me sad about it is it's Tim Seeley, who is someone who's kind of been on the borderline of you know, we still talk, we're friendly. Tim has been a Cyberfrog fan obviously since forever. And for him to do this suggests that Tim Seeley feels that I am racist, which is, you know, sad. And then, you know, also that he would sell a Cyberfrog cover for internet clout is also kind of sad. So, I mean, we go through these things that are just like betrayal for internet clout constantly. That's, you know, that seems to be the name of the game. All you can do is laugh. People are fragile, man. People.
Well, that's what these people are all about. It's always betrayal, because even this itself is a betrayal. Because just 2 months ago, these same people were saying, let's donate money to help the comic shops that we have destroyed with our shitty works that nobody wants to buy. And now here they are saying, let's support Black Lives Matter, who goes out and riots and trashes the comic shop we just got done trying to save. So I mean,
that's right.
There it is. They're hypocrites of the highest order.
I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, Sequential Treasures. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks a lot, Ethan.
Take it easy. Let's see here. Dark Bat, Monstrositus X, the might of something. How you doing tonight?
Hey, boo-boo! How's about another picnic basket?
Oh, shit. Is this McCheese?
No. I've been on before, but I had a drawing up. I changed the picture. It was just
Monstrositus.
Yes, Monstrositus X, yes.
Okay.
And that's the might of Thug City. And that's a comic book I'm going to be coming out with. I've been watching you. I'm one of these black people who was out here, and I've been watching you for at least a year. And I don't think you're racist at all. And I've seen the jokes and all of the skits and the cartoons and everything like that. And like I said, I got your back. I'm here with you. I've only been on your show that one time for like a minute, and you gave me a wrench. I didn't know why, but I figured
because everybody loved you.
I said
everybody when I love this guy. I forgot Monstrositus. Yeah,
yes,
everybody went, wow.
I changed it up. I put that's me in the picture there. So yeah. So one thing I wanted to ask: if I wanted to buy multiple boxes of Cyberfrog, can I buy them all at once, or do I have to buy them separate?
Well, unfortunately, you got to buy them separately because you know we'd have to find they're big and they need to be shipped separately.
Okay.
So you got to picture, you know, it's going to be the size of the box. You can imagine that. On top of that is going to be another box with Salamandroid and Cyberfrog PVCs in them. So it's already going to be kind of a hefty, you know, USPS priority mail box that these are shipped to you in. We need to sell them individually, I'm afraid.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I was trying to buy them and see if, and it wasn't registering anything there that said quantity. So I figured I'd ask first, being I was giving myself some time because I'm gonna make a purchase where I can invest and make the money back in the sale, because you said you was going to sell them later on when they're going for 1,000. So I think I can make the money back.
You can probably do that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to now because we've got 250 of them left, and I think they're going to all be gone. We're going to sell out. So people who buy them, they will be able to sell them. And yeah, I think they're going to go for $1,000 a piece on eBay. Easily. Look, we're selling out of Salamandroid Chromium covers. That I charged $25 for. We put them up. We put 100 copies up for $100 each, and we're selling right through those. So you know, yeah, I think these boxes and everything that's in them, all the exclusives, they will definitely go up in value, and that's my opinion. But that's not why I want you to buy them. I want you to buy them because they're fun. You know, not as an investment. But
no,
do whatever you want.
I love your art. I love your art. I have some of your books. It's been a while since I've collected comics. I'm older than you. I'm in my 50s. I'm older than 55. I have less gray in my beard than you, though.
Oh, you have not been running around with Comicsgate for 2 years, because I'm surprised
Yeah.
I have any color in my hair left at all after this last couple of years. But thank you so much, Monstrositus. What's the name of your comic again?
The Might of Thug City, but I might shorten it. But The Might of Thug City.
Very cool. The Might of Thug City on Indiegogo.
Well, it hasn't gotten that point yet. I'm still writing and flushing everything out and designing my characters. So I'm building my channel and Indigenous Monstrosity with Monstrositus X, and then I have all my art on Goddamned Comics. That's a play on Goddamned Comics.
I would not approve. My dad says, stop using the Lord's name in vain, son. I'm trying my best, but God damn it, it's hard. Thanks, Monstrositus. We'll see you again soon.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. I love that guy. He really is cool. Social Distance Warrior's back. What's up, man?
Oh, hey, I just, I would like to talk about War Campaign, but I actually don't want to do that. So instead, I want to call out Cecil for his bitch-ass performance in the White Castle Challenge.
Yeah, he didn't do that great, did he? He vomited.
It was like watching Hulk Hogan go down to Andy Kaufman. You talk a big game, and then John Malin comes and beats you in the eating contest. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I agree with you. And shameful Cecil, absolutely shameful performance. But I don't think he was on his game, and he ate right before that. Raging Golden Eagle 2, hello.
Hey, it's actually really me. I don't know why you put the 2 there, but I just wanted to point out something funny, man. All of these comic shops, why are they giving money to a bunch of rioters that already wrecked their stores? I mean, the whole point of a protection racket is you're supposed to pay them off not to wreck your shit. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, look, I mean, it just goes to show, doesn't it, that it's not about comics, it's about ideology first. And that is what we've been saying about. That's the message underlying Comicsgate. A bunch of ideologues, a bunch of radicals and activists came into the comic book industry and ruined it. And they do not care about comics. If they cared about comics at all, their comics wouldn't suck donkey balls the way that they do. So these guys, obviously, they're going to put their activism, they're going to put their politics way before, considerations such as comic book stores. When there's a choice between my politics and the survival of a small business like a comic book store is going to burn to the ground, and that's the way it goes. We saw the comic book industry burn to the ground.
Yeah, the sad thing is, even the comic stores are doing the same thing. And you haven't gotten into the DC and Diamond part of it yet, but I'm assuming you're going to get into Mile High Comics and what they pulled, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that next, and that should be kind of fun. I really, the great thing about this is that I feel vindicated. From the very beginning of the year, I started talking about how all of this was going to happen. No, I was talking about this back in September. I was talking about DC Comics and what their moves were going to be. And people said I was crazy. Jim Lee got up at some convention and said, "Have you heard any good rumors lately? About the things that I said." Everything I said came true, Jim. Everything I said, you guys did it. And that's why you mentioned it. That's why you said, "Heard any good rumors?" Because you knew I was on to you and you knew what I was saying was true. So proud of this channel, Raging Golden Eagle. I mean, we're doing okay here.
And that is great. And before I sunset myself, I just got one thing I want. It's a sad story I want to point out, and that is your boy Zach did the video about that Transformers versus the Terminator comic, which I think is from IDW and Dark Horse, and it's apparently really good. And a lot of the people on Twitter are telling me it's actually a good book. I mean, 2 issues are out so far, and it's pretty good. And yet no one's talking about it. No one's giving it any attention. And I'm just going to say right now, man, it's because of all the bait and switch. Like after the Incredible Hulk, that storyline was excellent for over a year. And then they went woke. So nobody trusts the mainstream industry anymore. Nobody's going to invest their time and money into these storylines until after the storylines are complete and they can verify that it stayed good all the way to the end, which is never going to happen because they're going to cancel it because no one's buying it.
Wow, that's a great point, man. Yeah, it's like people are a little bit gun shy about these new comic series that come out. Like, is this going to be Is this going to be good all the way through, or is it going to be something soy? Is it going to end poorly? I'll just wait for the trade, and that just that's forcing the comic book industry to become eventually what Comicsgate is right now. It's like nothing but trade paperbacks. So thanks, Raging Golden Eagle. Great to have you here, and see you again soon. I hope to be on your show again.
Yep. Thanks. See you later.
I love that guy, Raging Golden Eagle. Ryan Miller is on Twitter. Hello, Ryan. How are you?
Not too bad. How's it going?
Good, man. Good.
So this is actually more for the people in the chat than for you, if that's okay.
Okay.
So I've been making some sprites for like this fantasy CG fighting game, and if anybody's interested, I've never made a video game before. I'm not very good at programming, though I've downloaded Unity just to try it out, see if I can't get around it. But if anybody would be interested in putting together a game demo of like 2 characters, and I was thinking Cyberfrog, if it's okay with you, and another character, I'd be open to making the art if somebody's open to programming it. So you can find me on at Ryan Miller Art. Just give me a message.
Cool. Thank you, Ryan, man. I'd be interested in seeing that too. And, you have a great night. Let's see. Timbertone. Hello, Timbertone.
Hey, how's it going, Uncle Lee?
Good, good. Good to have you on. What's up?
Okay. I was just listening to how, you got all these empty virtue signaling. And believe it or not, right before I was coming over here to see what you were going to say about Legos, I was watching Deadwood Dale talk about how they're taking away Elmer Fudd's gun for the new Looney Tunes show. Yeah, well, it was just, I don't know. It was just interesting where you're getting all this empty virtue signaling where basically this one's trying to say, well, we, in response to U.S. gun violence, we're going to take away the most iconic item that Elmer Fudd uses, especially when hunting.
Yeah, I guess he's going to use rabbit traps now, like humane rabbit traps to catch Bugs Bunny or something like that. I mean,
Yeah. No, I just assume at this point, I mean, they might as well just get rid of Elmer Fudd like they did Duke Detain, right?
Yeah, get rid of Duke Detain, get rid of Elmer Fudd, get rid of everybody who, well, I mean, Elmer Fudd is not exactly a masculine icon, but...
Have you actually seen, there's actually some people on Twitter who are literally saying the main thing about Elmer Fudd is challenging his toxic masculinity.
I mean, let me think about that.
I don't understand it.
He's a dumbass who wants to hurt animals with his gun, I guess. And he's a simp who's easily fooled. A rabbit can dress like a woman, and he will fuck it. I gotta say, I'm not sure what they're trying to say about Elmer Fudd versus men, but maybe there is some truth to that. Thank you, Timbertone. Good to see you, my friend. Black Mercury, hello. What's up?
Oh, hello, Ethan. How's it going, man?
Good, good.
I'm excited to get that honeycomb box whenever it comes out.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, did you backed it?
Oh yeah.
No, I appreciate that. What's on your mind?
I just want to say one thing. Backvest is on Indiegogo now.
Okay, backvestage on Indiegogo. Here we go. Danny, you don't have to run away and say that. You can say that. There are people who come on this show and back books that, I'm not supporting, and you're allowed to do that. Hey, Danny, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Just to have a message, because Comicsgate's really divided right now, and I kind of don't like it. I used to be a big fan of War Campaign. I don't really appreciate what they're doing right now. So I'm here to share a metaphor that I had come up with, like, because early Comicsgate, of course, like, to me, War Campaign was necessary to keep all the weirdos. They're like the body's antibodies, like, and you know how allergies work, where like eventually your antibodies, they act up over every little like a it doesn't really harm you, doesn't harm the community, but your body doesn't know better and it overreacts, and that's how I feel like is happening right now. Like it's an overreaction to little things, and we're stronger together. And I feel like if both parties just walk away from the drama, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all of us want are good comics, and I think we can do that together.
Well, I mean, and Danny, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you, my friend. Message is well taken, but I think you have to understand that, when it comes to these moments in Comicsgate where there are splits, it's not because people couldn't get along and we all want the same thing. But I mean, it probably seems like that to outsiders. But I mean, look, we talk amongst ourselves in private, and it's clear that, like, War Campaign wants to do something that I don't, or mainstream Comicsgate doesn't want to do. War Campaign sees Comicsgate quite differently than I do. Their new message is brick by brick. It's like, and there are all these memes of these indie comics that Comicsgaters are doing, and in the background there's Marvel, DC, and all the mainstream companies. And the idea is to suggest that if we produce enough indie comics, eventually we will what? We will paper over the mainstream. We're gonna though we're building a brick wall over the mainstream. We will no longer see the mainstream, or we'll beat them by producing a lot of stuff. I disagree with this. This isn't what Comicsgate was from my perspective. From my perspective, the mainstream is a non-factor. From my perspective, Comicsgate has always been kind of analogous to Noah's Ark, and this is what Zach's been saying. We're building a spaceship. I've said we're building an ark. We're building Noah's Ark here. The rains are going to come, everyone. The rains are going to come, and they are going to drown the mainstream comic book industry. And there's nothing we can do about it. OG Comicsgate wanted to fix it. They wanted to just yell at them until they changed their ways, but it was too late. Even if they did listen, it was way too late for the mainstream to actually adjust and change the path that they were on and save themselves. And therefore, if we wanted comic books to exist, if we wanted to be able to do comic books the way that we wanted to do them, keeping in mind the lessons that we learned, Andrea always says, your parents are your best teachers. Sometimes not because for good reasons. Sometimes your parents are your best teachers because they make terrible mistakes that you as their child need to learn from. That's the mainstream. The mainstream made terrible mistakes that we, as their offspring, because we all used to love mainstream comics, need to learn from and adapt and change. But we're on the boat. We're on the ark. The idea is that we will be able to survive from here. Survive due to our use of social media, our use of YouTube videos, our use of Indiegogo, and our direct-to-consumer distribution model. It's unbeatable. It's an unbeatable situation. It's a great, terrific marketing plan. We will survive COVID, and we will survive the death of the comic book industry. We will survive DC Comics breaking away from Diamond. We will survive the collapse of Diamond. We will survive the collapse of the direct market because of what we're doing. It's so much like Noah's Ark. We don't need to overwhelm them with numbers of comics. They don't matter. They're going to die. The mainstream is going to die. We need to survive. And this is how we're doing it. So, as for the idea of competing with the mainstream, producing a whole lot of books, first of all, I'm not sure that we have enough comic books to coming out frequently enough to outnumber the mainstream. Even if that were something that were a good idea, I'm not sure that we necessarily have all the best quality of stuff that's coming out all the time. A good portion of our stuff still looks kind of amateur. People are still learning how to do comics. That's a reality that nobody kind of wants to face, but it's true. Not everything is A+ right now. But even if it were A+ right now, The answer to all of this is to just go back and look at cross-gen comics. Cross-gen comics had millions and millions of dollars to work with and decided that they were going to try to outdo Marvel and DC by flooding the shelves with work by some of the best professionals that the mainstream comic book industry had to offer. They had Steve McNiven, they had George Perez, and they flooded the shelves with cross-gen comics. Now, if brick by brick and papering over the mainstream comic book industry were a thing that worked, cross-gen comics would be in business still and not a miserable business failure, which is what it was, and a waste of money and time. We are not trying to beat the mainstream comic book industry. I repeat, we're not. They're going to die. They're irrelevant. We're not trying to outdo them. We're trying to learn from them. We're trying to weather the storm that's coming. And if you don't see it coming, if you're not fully aware that these people are doomed and in real trouble, and I mean, it's the end. It is the end times for the mainstream comic book industry. If you're not aware of that, just wait another month. You'll get more clues. Just wait another month after that. You'll get even more clues. Finally, it might hit you in the head when your own local comic book store is closed down. We don't have to compete with them. What we need to do is just continue to do what we're doing. We make, graphic novels. We do our very, very best work. We use YouTube. We promote each other as much as possible. Those of us who have larger platforms need to promote books that we think are good. And I do. I promote the books, the best of Comicsgate. When I see a book that I think is excellent, I promote it. And other people, they have their opinions about what books are good. They need to promote those books too. That is what Comicsgate is meant to be. Comicsgate is meant to be a way around the disaster that the SJWs, feminists, and radical activists have reduced the mainstream comic book industry into. There is no entryism anymore. There's no way to break in to mainstream comics if you are anything other than willing to bend the knee to social justice warriors. Comicsgate, there's no such problem. You can do whatever you want to do. We're making it possible for everyone to be a part of comics. We're making it possible for people to enjoy comics that don't insult them, insult their own politics, religion, gender, whatever it is. It's just free from all that stuff. It's just escapist entertainment. So that's the Comicsgate that I promote. Other people have different ideas about what Comicsgate is, what it should be. But, I've been here for pretty much as long as Comicsgate has been around. And this is what I believe in firmly. When I talk about Comicsgate, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about beating Marvel or DC. I don't think it's possible. I think it's a fool's errand. I think it's a ridiculous idea of hubris and arrogance to even try to do that. This other thing I don't like is this idea that there's such a thing as corporate comics and we should avoid that. Sir, I intend to become a corporation. I already am, actually. Literally, my business is an S Corp. I am a corporation. But Cyberfrog's going to get as big as I can possibly make it. I will work with people who will help me get there. That is Comicsgate. The SJWs tried to cancel me, tried to destroy my life, tried to make it so that I could not do what I've been training my entire life to do, and to feed my family with those skills. They tried to make it that way. I am now one of the biggest indie creators in comics, in or out of the mainstream. Everybody knows Cyberfrog. You either love it or you hate it, but you know about it. You know about Cyberfrog. All of these people know about Cyberfrog. Why is that? That's success. That's what Comicsgate is. You can't cancel us. This is canceling cancel culture. Now, I may choose not to personally associate with some people within Comicsgate. That's my choice. That is my choice. And it's sad. I hate when this happens. I hate it. It sucks. But it is what it is. I will continue to do this. I will continue to promote and support comic books that I think are worthy of promotion. I will continue to associate with people who I like on my channel, and I'll continue to fly the Comicsgate hashtag because I've earned it. I've earned the right to do so, and so have you, just by being here. So God bless. Here's Mr. Reborn. Hello. How are you, Mr. Reborn? Hello? Hello? All right. Well, goodbye. We give people a chance, but it just doesn't always work out. All right. Let me look at super chats here and see what's up. And then we'll go on with the show. We have a few more items to discuss. And I don't know. I might see if other people want to come in. Let me see here. All right, no more guests, no more call-ins. By the way, whenever I do the call-in portion, people leave. It's like viewership drops. So as much as people do enjoy it, I think that it's not as fun for viewers. All right, hold on one second here. Yeah, no more call-ins, please. I will kick you. All right, let me do this as well. And we will talk about what is going on with DC Comics right after I do this. Well, I mean, okay. I mean, I told you 3 times, and now, boom. Sorry. All right. Very good. Let's see. What is going on here? Anita does not want to. Concerto request, Rainbow Connection, and Cecil is Love, says Argentico 2003. Francis Lancer says Captain Chokeout is spot on. Yeah, I like Captain Chokeout. I think he's a good dude. Clint Eastwood joined the channel. That's flattering. Thank you for joining. You can get a Rumblebee trading card if you will go to the community tab on my YouTube page and then follow the directions in the first post you see. Madness Production says for $20, any tips, tricks, or exercises you have regarding hatching, especially how to make those triangular hatch points and what pen size to use. I'm more comfortable penciling than inking, but would like to step up my game. Yeah, I used to do videos about those, about doing what you're calling your pullouts. Your pullout game needs to be on fleek in order to get those triangular hatch points. And really, it's just a question of, pressure points that you're using on your pen or your nib, whatever it is. Eventually you kind of learn, you'll make different shapes, you'll make different arrangements with your hatching, you'll create different textures, and it's a good thing. That's a personal thing that occurs to you when you're practicing a lot. Peppermint Oil Capsule says Sealy just broke my heart. Could he still come around? It's not like he's hostile. It's just that, it's whatever. Strawman Oz says the sun finally got to the human sunbeam. Economics and Comics says, EVS, I heard you talked about Gemini comic mailers the other day. Here's a code for 10% off, Economics 10, if you ever need to order from them. Well, I wish I had this sooner because I just ordered like 3 pallets of them in preparation of shipping out Cyberfrog Unforgettable Tales next month. So we've got the garage full of trading card sleeves and also Gemini comic mailers that showed up on a big pallet. Danny Rendon says, thanks for letting me in to talk, Uncle E. You're welcome, Danny. And he says, you didn't notice I was wearing your True Religion jacket that got doxxed. LOL. Oh, I didn't notice that. When it comes to True Religion stuff, I tend to just wear it once. I wear it once and then I put it down, All right, let me see. Here's me again. Let's see here. Jabba, you make me want to come in drunk. LOL. Jabba the Cuck is in here causing trouble. Jabba, stop giving the link because I'm not letting people on anymore. We're moving on, Jabba. I don't know why you're a troublemaker constantly. No, Jabba. All right, very good. Let's see here. All right, so over the weekend, we did have a little bit of news, and like I said, this is all stuff that I have been predicting. You want to talk about the death of the mainstream and why it just doesn't matter anymore. Why competing with the mainstream just doesn't matter. We've got a lot of people who are very upset, in comics right now, and who are freaking out, who are getting involved in Black Lives Matter activism instead of planning what they're going to do next, donating money that they don't have to Black Lives Matter. Guys, save your money. You guys are going to be out of work. Why won't you listen? I mean, please listen. I understand you didn't listen to Zach. I understand you didn't listen to us during the the fat period of Comicsgate, but please listen now. Save your money. Do not donate any of your money. You are going to be broke soon. All right, look at this. This is Mile High Comics launches DC Sucks 50% off sale. Rich Johnson's posting this. Now, here's what happened. Basically, Diamond Distribution held a monopoly over the comic book industry, the direct market. If you wanted your books to reach comic book stores, you had to go through Diamond. There used to be more distributors, but they all got weeded out, and eventually there was just one. And although comic book, communist types never liked monopolies, they, look, this monopoly, this is terrible. And yet, we need to just Diamond it. Well, Diamond, when COVID hit, they kind of shut down. They stopped paying people for a little while. They stopped paying their vendors. And then because of that, a lot of comic book stores closed. And Marvel and all these other companies, some of them Valiant kind of shut down for a little while. They told people pencils down. Aspen told people pencils down. Marvel Comics told people pencils down. They started to fire people, started to fire staff. Now, DC Comics went a different way. DC Comics said, we're not going to wait. We consider the fact that Diamond is not currently shipping product for us to be a breach of our exclusive agreement. And therefore, we are going to just quit Diamond. We're going to find other distributors. Now, everybody's confused by this, but if you would just listen to me way back in last autumn, you would understand that this was inevitable and this is what they had to do. This is all, it completely makes sense. It is, DC Comics cannot stop shipping product, unlike other companies who were not just purchased by a corporation that is not interested in publishing these magazines. These guys, look, AT&T bought Time Warner that owned DC Comics in order to merge and form a gigantic streaming service because they figured that was the future. Television advertising is dead. It's no longer bringing in the money that it used to, and streaming is the future. So these two debt-ridden companies got together and merged in order to cut the fat and to form a streaming service. Now, of course, AT&T is going to look at all of their little, all the stuff that they've acquired and decide whether or not they want to keep it. Now, DC Comics has been panicking for an entire year now. You saw it with their 5G program. You saw DC Comics flip out and try to make changes, fire Dan DiDio over problems with 5G. What was 5G? 5G was DC Comics saying, okay, we're going to try to make new stuff because, look, AT&T says that they've got enough material to make streaming content about our characters, our DC Comics superheroes. But what if they don't? What if we prove to them that we can still create new stuff for them to mine for digital content? We're going to call it 5G because we're sucking their dicks. We're going to actually relate our new initiative to this poisonous 5G, fifth generation. That's what we're going to do, and we're just going to have future versions of DC characters. And they're all going to be people of color. They're all going to be gay. They're all going to be women, of course. And then, look, we're going to prove to AT&T that what we really are is we are an R&D firm that creates new stories for them to turn into digital content. And we're cheap. We're very inexpensive, relatively speaking. So this was DC Comics panicking and trying to prove that it still deserves to publish pamphlets in the age of Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu, in the age of Disney Plus. when comic books are going away. I mean, their publishing is going away. Now, I believe this is just conjecture, but I believe this is true. I believe in October of last year, there was a gigantic meeting with their shareholders and their shareholders at AT&T. This is not conjecture. This part's true. One particular hedge fund got together and said, look, cut the fat with this new deal. We need to be seeing more profit with our investment here. And AT&T probably told DC Comics, we're going to be watching you. You need to prove that you are valuable. We're going to look at you by the end of the year and see exactly what you've done. And then we'll make a judgment. Now, COVID came along, and basically DC Comics would have had to have stopped publishing. They could not afford to stop publishing. DC Comics needs to dance and perform harder than it's ever danced and performed before right now. They've got Papa AT&T watching them very closely, and they're going to get a performance review at the end of the year, probably in October, based on how they performed, how many comics they've sold. Well, what does the future look like? So DC is reaching out. They're doing these gay YA novels. We saw their Aqualad, You Bring Me the Ocean, or whatever the hell that shit was. DC Comics is reaching out to where they believe the audience is, rather than actually nurturing the audience that they had, which is classic. This thing that led to Comicsgate, telling your devoted main audience, which is mostly 40-year-old men, to go fuck themselves because you're bigots. We want little girls. We want the alphabet community. We want women of color. That's what we want. This is the audience that we want. It flatters us to think that these people would be reading our comics if only we made changes to include them, to make them feel included in our comics. Hasn't worked out so well. We've seen that. It just hasn't worked out so well. So DC Comics has to continue to dance. Now, the minute that Diamond stopped distributing their comics, DC Comics took that opportunity to break away. And this is quite advantageous for DC Comics. This is great because now they're not limited to Diamond. They can get some other distributors to distribute their books to local comic shops, and they can also break away and distribute their comics to Target, to Walmart, to Barnes & Noble. They can use Amazon more. They've got Mile High Comics that have pumped up their distribution through their subscription services. They got all kinds of cool stuff going on. Lunar, their new distributor, by the way. Zach is raving about Lunar. I haven't seen them, but apparently Lunar ships these comics very well, a much better condition than Diamond did. So DC Comics is doing this because it has no choice. Will this save DC Comics? No. It won't. But it's great to see them doing this. It's great to see them fighting. Now, because DC Comics has officially broken away from Diamond and will not come back to Diamond, they have put the fear of God in the entire comic book industry. All the retailers are pissed off. They're going to have to adapt. They're going to have to start buying their DC books from Lunar or one of these other distributors now. And for this, they're throwing a pissy hissy fit. But it's not just that. It's the fact that Diamond Distribution is probably not going to be able to survive without DC's business. That is a full 1/3 of their business. That is the market share. 1/3 of the market share is DC Comics. Is Diamond going to be able to survive this? Probably not. And these comic book stores, we don't even know how many of them are closing down. And we know that the magic number is 1,500. The comic book industry needs 1,500 comic book stores in order to stay afloat. There are 1,900 right now. We don't know what COVID has done. We don't know what Black Lives Matter has done. We have no idea. So we're going to... I didn't say Kmart. I said Walmart. So we're going to see what happens. All right. So anyway... some retailers are panicking and throwing temper tantrums. Zach made such a good video about this where he called these people like just baby-brained idiots, imbeciles. I love the word imbecile. It's great. In a fit of curiosity, wondering how many UCS, Lunar, and DC Comics were going to continuing distribution monthly. Fucking Rich Johnson. Please just read your stuff over once and then just fix it. monthly copies to the UK and the rest of Europe without bankrupting everyone. I recalled that Chuck Rosansky of Mile High Comics had a German shipping hub to facilitate his international shipping, sending everything to one place where it could be and then sent across Europe. Could Mile High Comics become another DC premier distributor, joining UCS and Lunar, not with international responsibilities, and help the international shipping price down for DC Comics as well? Well, no. Firstly, Chuck doesn't operate that hub anymore. It was only a family member who happened to live in Germany sending things on. And secondly, well, he posted the following on his Mile High Comics newsletter. Look at this. DC with a Ghostbusters symbol through it. It's DC Busters. Here's Chuck. Oh, fuck, dude, I can't. I hate everyone so much. Oh. These are adults. And I'm so used to them. You know, I got into the comic book industry and I said to myself as a young man, within 1 year, I realized that most comic book professionals were mentally ill. Let me just take a break from this for a minute. And I said, I will read it, Margaret. Don't worry, I will. But I said to myself, oh, man, these people are fucking crazy. And by the way, that's me saying that. Like, I'm a little loop-de-loo too. But I'm not this fucking crazy. You know, I'm not mentally ill. You know, I'm just, you know, an arrogant narcissist. That's what I've been diagnosed as. Fine. But I'm not crazy. I'm not fucking crazy. And these people are. And I said to myself at the age of 20, 21, I was like, all right, so this is what the comic book industry is. The comic book industry is full of ninnies, of tards. And the question is, in order to survive, in order to swim in these waters, I have to ask myself on a case-to-case basis, can I work with this manner of retard? And I'm sorry to use that word again. No, I'm not. I want to keep you. Fuck it. I'm tired of PC shit. Retard is a good word. Can I work with this manner of tard? And I would ask myself that all the time. I would just be like, here's what this guy is. This guy's a nut. This guy has severe emotional problems. This guy has an inferiority complex. You know, this person here is somebody who sexually harasses their coworkers. This person here is so-and-so. And I would, every single time I'd be like, can I work with these people? And ultimately, you know, that would determine how our relationship went. I could work with Jeff Johns very easily. Gail Simone was real tough to work with. Very tough to work with. God, Gail Simone was a fucking, oh my God. Holy shit. Gail Simone, I mean, would be sitting there trying to cancel and destroy the people that we were working with. Ethan, I can't work with them. They're just a fucking idiot. They're a fucking idiot. Yeah, but they're who hired us. You understand? You don't have to be here. You can, but you can't replace them because you don't like them. Like, they hired you. Oh, for Christ's sake, just headache after headache. So in any case, these are all kids that didn't grow up. And I'm one too. I sympathize. But it is painful. It is absolutely painful to work with these people. All right, so here we go. So, you know, upon receiving the news, the DC Comics acted in its own self-interest for the purpose of survival. And from what I've just told you, and by the way, I think that these guys have to know that. And if they don't know that, if you don't know that DC Comics right now is acting because they have no choice, you know, they are they're being watched over by AT&T, and this is all existential. This is an existential crisis for DC Comics. If you don't realize that, and you're still giving them shit over this, you know, you're in the industry. How does Chuck Rosansky not understand what DC's going through? He's a business owner. He owns a big comic book business. All right, so here he is. I swear to God, fucking boom, 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 pounding headache when I think about this shit. All right. This is what he sent out, and I got this too. I got this in my mailbox. I was going to take this afternoon off as I came in early this morning and spent 4 hours in 90-degree heat weed whacking the Jason Street parking lot. My relaxation plans were all shot to hell, however, when DC Comics blindsided everyone at noon by sticking a shiv in the back of Diamond Comics distributors and Diamond founder Steve Geppi. Now, again, I will tell you this. I don't know why you're not listening to my show. If you were listening to my show, you would know that this was coming. You would absolutely know this was coming. I told you this was coming, you idiot. Listen to this just penisless. I mean, to say that I am seething with rage right now is a total understatement. I actually saw this coming a couple weeks ago. I told Steve Geppi it was coming. Jesus Christ. I was on the phone with Steve Geppi. I told him this was going to happen. So Steve was not blindsided by this. Not at all. He had to have known this was coming. To say that I am seething with rage right now is a total understatement. I actually saw this coming a couple of weeks ago, but was hoping against my own common sense that the new owners of DC AT&T would come to the realization that keeping Diamond alive was critical to the revival. You're fucking nuts. The AT&T doesn't give a shit. They don't care. What are you talking about? You think AT&T cares about the comic book industry? Are you crazy? They're $365 million in debt. They do not care. No, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. That's what DC Comics. No, hold on. Okay, I gotta. They are many billions of dollars in debt. I take that back. They are massively in debt. They do not care. They do not care about what DC Comics, the comic book industry. They just don't care. The idea that you think AT&T is looking out for you, the little guy? What are you, fucking crazy? These are adults. These are adults. That's what kills me about this. You're an adult. You have to know better than this. You have to know that when AT&T gets involved and buys Time Warner and buys DC Comics, that they're going to look at you as an ant, a flea, less than nothing. You are a flea on the back of a dog that they want to abandon. They don't even care. They don't care. You are the least of their concerns. They want to get rid of the dog that is DC Comics, DC Publishing. Of course, let me make this clear. They want to keep DC Entertainment. Understand, when I say they want to get rid of DC Comics, people go, why wouldn't they want to do Batman TV? No, they do. They own all of the characters, okay? They own all of the DC Entertainment characters. They don't want to publish comic books anymore. It's almost as if, and I use this analogy all the time, it's almost as if, let's just say instead of comic books, it's socks. And there are people who are producing Superman and Batman socks. And those people are attached to DC Entertainment. And AT&T's like, we're not in the sock business. We're in the digital entertainment business. We don't want to produce socks anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this arm of our company that produces socks because sometimes they take a loss. And instead what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, is there another company out there that wants to produce the Superman and Batman socks? We're going to license you Superman and Batman so you can make the socks. That's all that's going on here right now. And by the way, if AT&T does do this, if they divest themselves of DC Publishing, which they're going to do, it doesn't mean there will be no more Superman and Batman comic books. They will just find another publisher. They will find somebody. They will license these characters out to another publisher. Maybe it'll be Rokabir Kumar. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it'll be Nick Barucci. But that is what's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. All you have to do is put yourself in the position of this major. These guys who run AT&T. These guys who have a $20 million a year salary. You have to ask yourself, what would they do? Do they care? They don't care. They don't care about you. They care about the profitability of their corporation, of this massive company, and keeping their shareholders happy. That's what they care about. If Cyberfrog Enterprises becomes really big like that, I'm going to be different, though. I'm going to care about the little guy. I'm going to care. I mean, this is just people are so naive. They're so naive. Let me read this again now. I actually saw this coming a couple weeks ago, but I was hoping against my own common sense that the new owners of DC, AT&T, would come to the realization that keeping Diamond alive was critical to the revival of the 2,000 plus direct market comic book retailers who served the core of their most dedicated readers. Okay. All right. Now that you've said that, now that you have made that realization, Chuck, now that you realize that DC Comics is going another way, do you understand DC Comics is abandoning Diamond? And by abandoning Diamond, in your own words, they are not going to be able to revive 2,000 plus. It's actually 1,900 direct market comic book retailers who serve the core of their most dedicated readers. Shit your pants. When is it going to hit you? When is it going to hit you that this is what's going on? When is reality going to strike you? If DC Comics being a part of Diamond was keeping the entire comic book industry alive, and DC Comics just went the other way, what has DC Comics come to accept that you haven't yet? People are in massive denial. Incredible denial. How do you not realize that this is where the comic book industry is going right now? All right, let me see. Somebody just popped in here. All right, here we go. Here's Adam Post. Hello, Adam Post.
Hey, Ethan. I deny it. I deny it all.
Well, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help Chuck Rosansky. It's not going to help any of these people because they know what's going on. They know what's going on. All right. They should have figured this out by now. All right. So instead, my own predicted worst case scenario is now unfolding. It was the only scenario. It's not worst case. It's the only scenario that makes sense. And these people said, Ethan is just saying some off the wall, wacky shit. Jim Lee said, oh, has anybody heard any good conspiracy theories lately? Or any good rumors? He called this a rumor. Everything that I said is coming true and then some. And everyone's acting like this came out of left field. Why don't you listen to me? Hashtag should have listened to EVS.
Yeah, it's getting a little scary. Your predictions seem to keep coming to pass.
Jesus Christ. Just listen to me. And by the way, I'm not that smart. I keep telling people I'm a dummy. But I saw this coming a mile down the road.
Yeah, but one thing about you is that I notice is you know what to worry about. And a good business guy needs to know, okay, I'm going to worry about this. I'm not going to worry about those 98 other things. But this one thing I will actually worry about. And when you see a thing where it's like, all right, this is serious, this needs to be looked at, that's the stuff you seem to be right about. So you're real good on the focus stuff.
And I was right about the murder hornets. Thank you, Porg. 100%. Predicted that too. All right, so DC Comics announcing this afternoon they are severing all ties with Diamond Distributing, effective in 3 weeks. So what do the new kingpins at DC think they're doing? They're not kingpins, dude. They're not kingpins. They're holding on for dear life. They're hanging on by their fingernails. Well, first of all, they want to drive more business to their online channel. Oh, does he mean AT&T, the kingpins at AT&T? Second, that is correct. They don't want to drive more business to their online channel. They want that to be the totality of their business. I mean, that is everything that they're banking on in order to get themselves out of debt.
When they say online channel, he's talking about live streaming?
I think so.
Or is he thinking like digital?
No, not
comics?
live streaming. No, he's talking about he's talking about their Netflix style streaming service.
Oh, from HBO Max.
Content, yeah.
Okay.
Second, they think they can do just fine on their trade paperbacks and hardbacks, selling them to traditional bookstores through their distribution relationship with Penguin Random House. I don't think they think that they can do just fine. That's just one way that they're going to distribute their stuff. And honestly, that stuff stays in print forever. I think they're going to do pretty good doing that.
They'll get their money back when they invest in content. That's kind of the main point, right?
Yeah. Third, their recent experiment in quotes, of selling $10 pseudo comic books through pseudo comic books. Very judgmental.
Why are these pseudo anyway? I read that too. I didn't understand what he meant.
These are fake comic books, apparently, through Walmart and Target has shown them quite clearly that they can generate massive comic book sales without a single comic specialty shop remaining in existence. That's good news for the Brightwisers. I hope that that's true. I hope the Brightwisers Allegiance Arts are doing very, very well at Walmart right now. I have to assume they're completely sold out in my area because I have not seen them.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, maybe it's a good sign.
I'm an optimist. Positive. Yeah, being positive.
Yeah, I mean, look, they were already DC saw this coming down the road, I think. God damn, everyone is so dumb. We keep talking about how we'll get back to this in a second, but we keep talking about how Comicsgate is essentially a Noah's Ark scenario.
Yes.
That's what this is. There are a lot of people who think we're going head to head, fisticuffs against the mainstream. And we're not. That is the wrong thing to think. That is stupid. If you're going head to head with the mainstream, you're on soon to be wet land right now. You're outside of the arc. We're in the arc. We don't care about the mainstream. This is already, we knew this was going to happen. But there are people who did not see this coming, even though they were warned 100 different ways, 100 different times. DC Comics was making clear moves. When DC Comics is trying to be in Walmart, they're making a move. They're telling you that we need to get away from Diamond.
They're not happy, right? They're not happy. They're looking for other.
Well, DC Comics knew that they were going to sign with AT&T way back when I was still working for them. And this was right before those comics ended up in Walmart. So do the math. DC Comics knew that they were in real trouble, that AT&T really kind of didn't value them. They were yet going to merge with AT&T, so that they began to suck their dick. They began the 5G initiative, which was like, we're part of you, aren't we? Our thing is called your thing too. We're like, for family now. Hooray. Very, very sad. And then, they started to make moves to break away from Diamond because even then they saw that Diamond was holding them back from becoming a company that could look good on paper to AT&T. So it drives me insane that this wasn't clear to everyone, because it was clear to me. It was clear to me, Adam.
Yeah. Well, you've been talking about it for a long time, and you keep talking about how DC will stop publishing comics, and it's inconceivable for me because they've always published comics, since I've been a kid and before. They need comics not for new ideas. They do need comics to maintain the rights to their characters, but they could do 5 Walmart comics and that's enough, or 10 maybe. What's the difference?
They don't need comics to do that anymore. They needed comics to maintain their trademarks before they were all over television, before they were, all over Target, all over Walmart. You got to think back, at a time when there was very little DC Comics shit on TV. There was very little of anything being made, no movies. That was when they needed comic books to just maintain, hey, we still own this. We still own this.
Right.
But
because
going forward, they're okay.
Yeah. And they have these things that I like. Who has time to even be aware of what's out there? The multiplayer online games and things where they probably have 1,000 characters represented there. God only knows.
They do.
Right?
They do. And some of those characters are my characters. And it's June. And that means it's time for my royalty check from DC Comics.
Pay a man. Pay a man.
Me. June is when they have to pay me for the video games, which I fucking love. I love June. I will brag about it. I will share my royalty check with. Well, I'm not going to share it with you, but I'll show you the royalty check so you guys can
enjoy it in spirit. We're happy for you. We're thrilled.
Oh yeah. It's great. It's not going to be like it won't be like my Justice League one, but it'll be 5 figures, and that's nice. I'll spend that on ice cream.
Here's for a happy surprise, or for another Cyber Frog statue or something.
Could be. I'll give that money right over to a sculptor to make more Cyberfrog shit for me. But I mean, yeah, that's a no-no. You're not supposed to talk about your royalties. I don't care anymore. I will talk about them. You will continue to send them as our agreement that lasts into infinity. However, does this mean? Wait, do I have skin in this game? DC Comics closes down, is that going to really?
You think you have a little bit of a sunburn, possibly?
Well, that's not what I meant by skin in the game. I meant
okay. Different kind of skin.
Different kind of skin. If DC Comics closes down, is that going to affect my bottom line? Am I going to no longer receive these gigantic royalty checks? I mean, I guess not, because they'll still be producing more and more content for streaming, and that's where the money is.
Yeah,
right?
they'll use your IP even more valuably. You'll just get more money. But by that point, we'll be like the next $2 million Cyberfrog campaign with toys and God knows what else in it.
It doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, we pissed these checks away on just donuts and gum. That's
crack money.
Crack, yeah, smoking crack. Yeah. If we smoked crack, that's what I would do. God, I would love to smoke crack and just float around my pool and not worry about anything.
You could delegate.
I think that's how Whitney Houston died, right? Or was that her bathtub?
Well, you could bring. Yeah, it was a bathtub and crack. I think her daughter. Something happened with her daughter too. Kids do not do drugs. Please do not do drugs. Bad for you. Unless you're Dan Fraga.
I believe in children of the future. I mean, that's why children of the future, teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. If
you're going to give them a sense of pride, then I'm all for it.
Give them a crack rock of cocaine to make it easier. It is easier when you're on
everybody in the live comments.
Oh, yeah. No white drugs. That's right, Lama Gigante. No white drugs.
No.
A lot of people are saying don't smoke crack. Grim Jim is saying that I would lose weight though, which is a good point.
Yeah, but I think people lose their teeth and stuff, and they get this bad habit where they keep wanting to do more of it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want a bad habit where I need to do more crack.
Get addicted to making toys. That looks like it's.
What about wow? Ethan's forehead lived through Hiroshima. It didn't. It wasn't even around. What are you talking about? Those 1946. Yeah. God damn, these people. No sense of history with these kids in the chat. They don't know what they're talking about, Adam.
Look, back in the day, I was against the whole Hiroshima thing because I was born 150 years ago, and they did it anyway. And then manga got really big, and I think it's related. Plus, actually, Godzilla.
Why were you against Hiroshima? You didn't want to bring a swift end to the war?
I did want to bring a swift end, but I thought we should literally use Godzilla instead. Less expensive, more control.
Godzilla isn't real, and Godzilla didn't exist in 1946.
That's what they kept telling me. And I was like, listen, all right, you guys handle that. And they went back to my hula hoop business.
Yeah.
Did fantastic.
Frega is live right now. All right, let's go check in on Frega. I need to be cheered up after this shit. You know what? I can't stand these people.
You know what I didn't get that people didn't seem to understand is what DC's doing, aside from, the obvious stuff they're doing, but they're backing the mail order companies because they want people buying the comics, obviously, through mail order. They're not interested in what's going on with the stores. And fine. So people will buy their books, mail order, direct to consumer through those two places. And they're treating
that.
Right. And they're treating the retailers like they're fans. Somebody had some executive meeting and they're like, well, these comic stores, well, they're hardworking people or whatever. They have 4 or 5 outlets. Some guys have 7 stores, but they're not it's not a serious retail industry. So we can expect zero growth from that. Like, all right, well, what if they all just went out of business? Wouldn't really affect them that much. And then it'd be like, well, what's going to happen to their customers? They'll wind up buying the books mail order. Every time one of those stores goes out of business, a chunk of those people wind up buying from one of the mail order outlets.
That's what happened. You know what? When American women became bitches, men just went and mail ordered them.
Mail order brides. It works every time.
By the way, are you Catholic? Because here's my Saint Sebastian medal. Saint Sebastian preserve us. That's all about my. He helps me to stand tall through this bullshit. So
it's the right way to go. I am Jewish.
Oh, you're Jewish.
But I
didn't know you were Jewish, Adam Post.
I'm as Jewish as it gets, relatively. Really? Well, not as it gets. Probably, I don't have the whole thing, but Jewish-y.
I can't stand your food, man. You know, you Jews have the worst food imaginable. I mean,
Matzo
aside from
balls.
bagels,
Matzo
it's
balls
okay. It's okay. But what is everything? Why is everything about suffering? You know, I sit down for a Seder. I think I'm gonna have a nice, nice meal. Hey, we're gonna dip this parsley in salt water. Chew on it. It reminds us of our tears during our 4,000 years of bondage in Egypt. Bullshit.
In one way, you want to remember the hard times, so you never you never go back to well, that's like rule. I don't know all this stuff really all that well, but the rule over the pharaoh and like we got away from all that. Plus, there's frogs involved. The plague of the frogs, which is raining on the comic book industry right now.
No, I understand that. I think that's great. You know, I've always felt that way. I'm just saying, why not look at the good times? And here's the other thing I want to say about you Jews.
Yeah.
Adam.
This is gonna go great.
Let me explain something to you.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was married to a Jew for 15 years, and
All
my
right.
kid's Jewish, so I have every reason to yell at you. Right
Understood. And let me hear where we went wrong.
Okay. Christmas. One day. It's great. Birth of Jesus Christ, right? We only get one day. You guys get good gas mileage on a candle. It's 8 fucking days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the miracle. That's why you celebrate.
It's not that great. You know what I mean? How is that great?
Going. You get smaller presents, generally speaking. So
well,
in a
you
way,
should, but it lasts forever. Like how long are you going to cheer? For how long are you going to cry and drink the salt parsley?
shots,
and then how long are you going to celebrate the fact that one time oil lasted a little longer than you thought it would?
I mean, it really came in handy. Really came in handy. Like when you think you're about to run out, it's like, no, you know what? This thing is going on more than I thought. Or you think you're through candy and there's some candy left that you didn't even see. And you're like, whoa, there's more snow caps in that box than I realized.
Well, God knows if there were more snow caps in the box than you thought, we'd have a 16-day holiday.
That's how we do it at my place. It's snow cap month. I know, and it's very generous of you too, because I know you're not a fan of snow caps. We've gotten into this.
I don't like them.
No, it's understood.
If
But
there
that
were
was
more
for
than
the
I
Jews.
thought, I would be like, oh, these aren't finished yet. And that's like what would be going through my head as I ate them. Like, these aren't finished yet? Okay.
Yeah.
So now if there were more donuts, chocolate donuts from Entenmann's.
Entenmann's is awesome.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Everybody's mad at me in the chat. You know.
Yeah, this is not a bit. We're just having a little fun. We're kibitzing around, as the expression goes.
Yeah.
Kibitzing.
This is the oldest conversation ever, says Snatch Face the Fool. I know. This is totally boomer.
Just being silly, having a little fun.
But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see here. Let's go poke our heads in and take a look at our friend Dan Fraga, who's still dressed like a bunny.
We love Fraga.
Yes, we do. Dan Fraga here. What is he looking at?
Shows that you have here.
Hold on, I gotta jump ahead. We're not
everybody
live.
who is a backer is going to get their name on the wall.
So
of
he's
fame,
got
which is basically
Peter
we're gonna
and
put
Mandy.
together
Sketch
a
Therapy
page
is in
on
there.
the .com that says all of these
Sketches there a lot.
Sketches
And
on
then we
Fraga's show a lot.
A lot. And he does
at
great on that show.
$3
He's like at peace. He shows his artwork on that show. I didn't know he was an artist. I mean, I know the name, but
I didn't know either.
I get it.
Yeah. And then early access at the $20 level is going to allow you to see us.
What are they looking at?
shoot,
Sci-fi
like, say,
for me.
behind the scenes access, or
book
maybe
is
you get to see an episode before we drop it live for
I don't know.
everybody else
He
to
looks
see.
like Joel from Mystery Science
that kind
Theater.
of
This
thing.
guy.
It's going to fluctuate depending on what we're doing at the
Frega
time.
platforms people all the time. He's
mug
really great with that.
Level at $30
Yeah.
gets you a mug with our branding on it.
It's
logo on one
extremely
side,
boring
planet
when
on
you
the
do this,
other,
by
and
the
then,
way.
of course,
Extremely
very
dull.
cumulative. So
Even in a bunny costume?
and the early access.
Even in a
and
bunny
stuff.
costume. Now, I will say this. It's not good to do this unless every now and then you break it up with yelling. I have learned, personally, that when you're going to promote someone's book, you should yell at them. And that's what I do. And, you know, I don't make friends easily by doing that. Not at all, in fact.
Well, people fear you. I mean, that's kind of like their friend. Your friend.
Well, yeah, I want to wake them up a little bit, because people go, yeah, this is my comic book. And you go,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm sick of your shit personally. And then you go off and yell. Now, suddenly everybody is woke. Not woke. I mean, everybody's awake.
Yeah.
And the guy's startled, and you find out a little bit something about him.
Yeah, they're engaged. And then they got to be real. They got to be sincere.
Now, after that, they're like, Ethan's an asshole who yells for no reason. I didn't do anything. but at least we sold some comics together. You might not want to come back here. You might be telling people that I'm a monster, and I am.
Yeah, a good kind of monster, though. They're good monsters.
There are.
Yeah, like the kind of monsters that hang out in kids' closets and they become friends and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. They tell me that happens.
I don't think those are good monsters. I think they terrorize children. I don't think that's a good kind of monster at all.
What about Monster High? Were they good?
That was Dan Fraga's brand, Monster High. Those were
Damn it, Fraga.
Sexualized tween characters that I don't know. Like, I guess little girls like those, but I was like, why are they dressed like hookers? And they're like 12 or 13 years old, you know?
Iffy.
You know, I was, I found that to be questionable. Now, Adam, the important thing here to remember is that I have merch. I am selling T-shirts for Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet.
Really?
I am. Here's the ad. What are you guys waiting for? Go to cryptofashion.com and buy a Cyberfrog t-shirt. The link is in the description below. You know, go get Cyberfrog t-shirts. What are you doing? Cyberfrog t-shirts are the MAGA hats of the comic book industry, I found out. I didn't realize that, but, you know, they are.
Yeah.
You wear those Cyberfrog shirts, and apparently they, you know, you piss people off. You go into a comic book store with a Cyberfrog t-shirt on, and the, you know, the little weirdo behind the counter is like, how can I fuck with this guy on Twitter? And then he doesn't do it. And then he cries when we, you know, tell his boss on him. That is, you know, look, buy a Cyberfrog t-shirt. Bother people. Is that the right attitude? I mean, is that what I want?
It is. They'll be thinking about you all day. You will make an impression.
Do I want to see bother people?
Well, yeah. I mean, hot and bother.
Yeah.
That counts. The music was great.
Thank you. EVS's forehead looks bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not evil. It's just sunburn.
What's the email to ask about lost Cyberfrog books? cyberfroghelp@gmail.com. And we'll get that taken care of for you. I'm so sorry that you lost your Cyberfrog book, but you know what? We are in a position to help you, to get those books turned around to you and make sure that you are happy and ready to back, you know, because you've read Blood Honey, you will be ready to back the incredible Cyberfrog 2 Wrecked Planet right here on Indiegogo. We're at 700 and almost at $721,000 right now.
Whoa. What do you mean 721,000? It's like 900 something.
Oh, what did I say? No, I meant 900. I'm so bad at saying numbers. It's one of my weird.
Well, it wasn't a factor of 10, like 9 million and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
$920,903. So we're about $97 away from getting to 921. And every little step we take, I will be there. You know, when we are approaching that $1 million. I got to beat some evil. I mean, there's some evil out there that needs to be beaten.
It only responds to success. It hides and it cowers when you're successful. It does. It gets evil. Evil is dispelled when you sell more Cyberfrog comics. It's dispatched.
I'm not even going to read that. I'm not even going to read that, Mike TV.
Yeah. That Cyberfrog photo that you showed on Facebook, and I assume by now you've shown it on your channel, is that an action figure or a statue?
I mean, you know, I'm glad you asked. It's actually a little of both. Now, I hired one of the best sculptors in the world, somebody who has created beautiful statues, somebody who's created beautiful action figures for DC Direct, for Sideshow, and others and other locations. I hired this gentleman to come and make Cyberfrog a reality. I said, you take my drawings and you bring them into 3 dimensions for people to hold, hug, have, treasure, love. And he said, I'll take this challenge. because it's COVID and I could use something to do. No, I think he's a Cyberfrog fan. I think this guy's a legitimate Cyberfrog fan. So he started working on this statue. I said, hey, see the background to this right now? That's the Our Heroes cover. I said, do that. I want that sculpt. I want Cyberfrog with the stinger in his hand over a dead Vespis, and behind him in the background, I want a gigantic salamandroid bust. That's what I want. Breathing fire that lights up.
Yeah. Hot.
Said, do this for me, and I will pay you a large sum of money. And I did pay him a large sum of money.
Good.
Now he started sculpting the Cyberfrog, and it was so good. I mean, I've got the bust of it here. I'm gonna have the complete figure soon.
Ooh,
but
so
this
cool.
is, this is gorgeous, right? I mean, look at that.
So cool. Yeah, it's really, really great.
I looked at this and I said, hey, why don't we? Because it's a digital sculpt, so why don't you just put him in a neutral pose, and then we'll use this for the action figure too? And you know what he said to me?
All right.
Fuck you.
Really?
No, he didn't say that.
I was gonna say maybe he misunderstood what you meant.
No, I hear that a lot. I'm anticipating, I don't know, just people being aggressively hostile with me all the time, even when they're friendly.
Yeah, it's like a legitimate question, like, well, what time is it?
A little PTSD, I think,
Yeah, a little bit too much of like, where's this person coming from? Why have they turned?
Post-traumatic
SJW
disorder.
Speaks.com. Stress.
Yeah.
But
he said yes, and so this is what he's done. He's put the Cyberfrog toy. This is the completed sculpt here, and this is going to be the Cyberfrog action figure. I'm going to be receiving this. I would like to receive it in my hands. I will receive it soon, and then I will show you guys. But this is the toy, and we're going to articulate it, and then we're going to use this sculpt and turn it a bunch of different ways. We're going to make statues and things like that are going to be fun. I'm going to have him.
You can take this one. This is so cool. You can take this one design, and as long as you are going to maintain its anatomy, this is exactly the correct design, and you can position him, his legs, whatever you want, kind of any way you want in 3D. Now this is printed, like a 3D printed version that you can see as a sample.
That's right. Yeah. This is not the I mean, it's pretty close, but I think the final thing is going to be even more detailed than this. But we can do all kinds of things. Open his mouth and show his little teeth, smiling if we want to. I'm going to put different heads on this. I'm going to have battle damaged Cyberfrog with stingers in him, looking all fucked up. Look at him with his feet here.
So cool. How
his
tall is
gravity
it?
feet.
It's going to be as tall as you want it to be, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the this is the prototype. I mean, this toy is probably like 12 inches tall. I would estimate.
So you could do because I'm just starting to research it a little bit. So there's like the 1/6 scale, which is usually like $170 figure or something like that, and then there's there's action figure size, which is smaller. But you could do whatever you want. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, we can shrink this down and make tiny toys. We can blow it up and make even gigantic toys. We can make a life size. By the way, he told me, he's like, I can print this out like just the bust and do it life size for you if you want. And
I went, God,
yes, please. And then I'll send it to Mogwai Centurion and I'll have him paint it, which he wants to do. And what a beautiful object to have, behind me.
God, how heavy would that be?
Pretty heavy, I'd imagine.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's then you could really get the religion underway because you've got like the giant religious Buddha-sized statue.
Yes. And also, somebody points out, could you print out like the size of the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, yes.
In pieces.
In a lot of pieces.
That would be a great GoFundMe. And we would, so Statue of Liberty was done in multiple pieces. If I remember correctly, I was there. It was a number of pieces. And I think it came from France as a joke or something.
France is just, they're assholes. We took here's the thing. France was memeing on us with the Statue of Liberty and we took them, we just went, and we took them with sincerity.
Yeah. And then they made fun and it wasn't nice because we had already put it together and you kind of can't take it down. Except replacing it with a giant statue of Cyberfrog, that is a practical consideration. So that we'd have to do a GoFundMe for, though.
Yes. Lancer737 says, hello, Uncle E. Salamandroid for the win. Well, thank you. I agree with you. Emperor Billy Ritchie says, Ethan, they're not kingpins, they're pinheads. David Bowser says, if DC wanted to pick up new YA readers, why couldn't they create new characters for them while staying true to OG characters to keep existing readers? Because they suck. Escapist Entertainment says, hey, VS, in the planning stages of making my own comic, was wondering if when you first came back to Cyberfrog, did you have all the books planned out or did they develop over time? I had one book planned out and I kind of knew where it was going. I had the answer to the whole. Always have the ending in mind. When you're doing a story, know how it's going to end. And then you can take as long as you want to get to the ending. But have the ending in mind. So that's what I did. I was just planning on doing 4 books initially. I've just laid out the 5th, which is going to be called The Pollen Kingdom. And that's the 5th Cyberfrog book. And we're just going to keep going. I mean, I love Cyberfrog. I have an ongoing story to tell and intend to do so. And Adam Post can't stop me.
Let's see about that.
Adam Post. It's always in my rear view window.
I'm encouraging you to do something you don't. Rainbow Brute, do that instead. Oh no! Don't ever stop doing Cyberfrog.
Peppermint Oil Capsule says, Pablo Hidalgo, where did your balls go? Kathleen Kennedy's purse.
Ooh,
yeah, that's a good song we wrote together. Let's see. El Jolero says, take the onion rings out of the deep fryer before you eat them. A lot of people are critical of my suntan.
I mean, you're allowed to get a suntan, but you're not allowed to get a sunburn. You got to be careful. Put the suntan lotion on. See, that's the thing is you're always looking after people. Who's watching out for your sunburn?
Almost everybody, and they're making fun of me about it. They're highly critical. Highly critical. By the way, are those bisexual curtains behind you? Yes, they kind of are.
Those curtains have done just about everything. So the answer is yes. At a minimum, at an absolute minimum.
Finally, some people are being honest. A lot of people are just trolling, but this guy says, Age of 7 Survivor says, Ethan looks sexy as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, guys, just be straight about things. And, your comment will get noticed.
Liberty Bell says, ew. Let's see. Samba Gogo says, has Micah approved of you doing all these Cyberfrog books, Ethan? Am I looking for Micah's approval?
I don't know.
Why do I need Micah's approval to do things? I can't remember what that meme is. I like your shirt, Ethan. See, people are saying nice things. Do you like my shirt, Adam?
Yeah. You've got a lot of interesting clothes. I admire that.
Well, yes, I do. I do have a lot of interesting clothes. This is a Hugo Boss. You wouldn't think so because they designed. Did you know Hugo Boss designed the Nazi uniforms?
Yes. Yeah, I did notice that. I did know that was naughty. Should not have done that. Although they were, I mean, the Nazis, the designs and their propaganda, that stuff was incredibly effective for them. It was horrible stuff. But
why are you talking about this, Adam?
I don't know. We just brought it up.
Yeah. Well, look, they
dressers, but fucking horrible people.
What I'm saying is this. I'm saying that Hugo Boss makes good clothes, but shame on them for what they did in the past. I will never forgive them. Ever.
I will not buy that cologne.
I will though. Dash Hammer says, "Where are the Gucci clothes?" I can't afford them. I'm not wearing I can't afford, my reputation can't afford them, and my bank account can't afford them. They're extremely expensive sissy clothing. Adam, you know what we're talking about. We've gone through Gucci together, right? I mean, you've seen this shit.
I don't think we have publicly. I think privately we've spent hours shopping for things like this, but
no, you haven't been in here when I've gone through Gucci. I've looked at the Gucci website for men. You haven't seen that?
I know it's hard to believe. I don't think so, but I do believe that they're very, very expensive things.
Hold on a second. Zizwa says his forehead looks like he got beat with a frying pan. A lot of people just saying rude things. There we go. Age of 7 Survivor says Ethan's best outfit is his birthday suit.
Yeah, again, more sincerity.
More sincerity. I mean, some people are honest. A lot of people are just trying to dunk on me because, look, you're on the internet. You're going for clout. It's all about internet clout.
I see.
But, all right. So let me just show you, Adam, because you are.
Please.
I don't want to do this too many times, but I'm surprised that like you aren't aware of this of all
Yeah,
people.
it's just something I need to get caught up on because I'm going to be launching another campaign soon. So I want to really make sure I know what the prices are on some of these Gucci items.
It's not the price that's the problem. Okay, it's this. So this is Gucci for men. Now let's go to ready to wear. Shop all. Now this is a nice. Hold on a second. It's a nice shirt here. Would you like to?
What do they hope to accomplish with a shirt like that?
It's the pants that I mean. The shirt is okay. It's just this, and then the black socks jacked up, and this guy's fucking face. I mean, that's my main problem. My main problem with this ensemble, is this guy's face right here. He looks a little bit like he eats human flesh.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep
Not
looking.
a good presentation.
No. Oh, this is cool. I like this shirt here. This guy's a weirdo. Okay, so very expensive, $3,200 for this jacket. What? He looks like an escaped mental patient who
does. He's and the thing that gives him away is that briefcase or the suitcase he's walking around with. Like something's not right with this guy.
He's got mommy's purse and he's got a suitcase.
Yeah. I guess this is like some kind of transgender messaging.
I don't know if it is, Adam. I think this is just what's in style right now. Like this guy right here. Adam, this is what's in style. Your clothing is woefully inadequate.
I know.
This is what everybody out there is wearing right now. Why the hell aren't you? This is how all
I
the
want
men
to
are
coordinate outfits like this with me and John Malin and see if anybody notices. Like we'll wear the same stuff on the same days like this.
Yeah.
After he ships Graveyard Shift 2, of course.
He's busy right now.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, we have like I'm in style. I am clearly in style, and you are not. I have glasses similar to that right here.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Plus, in a case of emergencies, you have the white top hat. I mean, no one can say anything about the white top hat.
No.
That completely. You were wearing that when you were talking to Vicky about the coins or whatever. You completely destroyed her argument because you had the top hat. Like you were prepared as well, but like who could argue against the top hat like that?
Well, I mean, I like to look. I'm putting on a show.
Yeah,
this is what some people don't understand. I'm putting on a show. They're not. They're just sitting there going rah, 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 on YouTube. Why would I do that? Why? You've got people watching you. Why wouldn't you put on a show?
Give them something.
Give them how?
Be a little something on certain cases and situations.
Mad Ruth says E is rocking the "I just buried a body in the desert sun" look.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know won't hurt you, Ruth. All right. Eddie Bravo is in the chat. Who's Eddie Bravo? Amagard Bittersweet. Who is Eddie? I never know what people are talking about.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that's my fault that I don't know what anyone's talking about.
It's mostly your fault, but it's hard to be all-knowing even when you're all-seeing. Don't expect that to make any sense.
I don't want to take any of the blame for not knowing what's going on. I really don't. All right, let's just go through this one more time and promote the comics tonight, and then I'm going to get to work. I got a nice early start today. Let's see. Peregrine, Wings of the Falcon. Is it 30? Let me refresh this. I could be wrong. Peregrine, Wings of the Falcon, $38,175. A great new comic book from the Graded Point 5 kids. Kids, including Piper, Fizz Giggity, who, thank God, I don't believe has shaved her head.
I think she did. Yeah, I think she did.
No, she didn't.
Her hair looked incredibly short if she didn't, so I think she did. A couple of nights ago.
Yeah. Oh, he's on Joe Rogan. Okay. So I guess one of Joe Rogan's friends is in the chat. Well, hello. We love Joe Rogan around here.
Cool.
Jawbreaker's Grand Bazaar by Richard C. Meyer is just cranking it right now. 177,512. Your boy Zach.
Beautiful.
He's gonna get to he's gonna get to 2 times six figures young lady. I'm having so much trouble saying numbers these days. Is that dyslexia or just stupidity? What is it?
Just probably just being a little bit tired and busy.
I feel great. I'm not tired at all.
Don't ask too many questions about that.
So that's not correct. I feel
people
great.
will lie to you and say like, well, it could be. Never mind. It's nothing. That's the answer. He is going to beat 200,000. Absolutely.
I hope so. I really hope.
Like a drum. Like a drum.
Here's Dan Fraga's Black Flag Pineapple Perception. Dan Fraga right now is currently, running his own show over there instead of being here with me. 147,776 with, look at this, over 2,000 backers. I'm proud of him. He's got 17 days left. I think he's going to make something of himself, this lad.
Yeah, he is. He's absolutely going to do great. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves what he's doing. Fantastic.
All right. So here's Umbrella Guy, who is just cranking it. 7 days left. Yeah, we were worried. Well, he was worried. I wasn't worried at all. He's like, I don't think I'm going to get to 6 figures as time. Now, you are, Tug. You're going to get way past that. I think you're going to beat your first campaign. My estimation is $140,000.
Yeah. Yeah, he's totally going to beat his last campaign.
That's my estimation.
Too many people care about what he's doing. This campaign looks great. The art looks great. Everything looks really well done. People got the prior book, so why wouldn't they buy more of this one? Plus, we're all pushing his book. Everybody's behind his book. So a lot of life in his book. But you can still back it now and hope that number go up.
Yeah, I would absolutely back this campaign. And back Cyberfrog Unforgettable Tales 1 and 2 by me. Look, we're only $21 away from $188,000. We didn't get it, though. We didn't get $21. We're shipping these next month. So I'm going to be having samples. I'm told I'm going to have samples in this coming week.
Did you set the print run on that yet?
Yeah, I set the print run at 4,000 copies.
Sell out so incredibly fast.
Well, I look, we've sold 2,800, I think, of each book. Mm-hmm. So 4,000 copies. I think we'll be okay.
People have no idea what these books are. When they see the books, they will maybe 2 or 3 weeks. The cupboards will be there. They will be sold out.
I hope so.
Foil embossed color.
But you know what, Adam? You blow smoke up my ass so much. I don't know if you're right about that.
I'm fucking right. Excuse the language, but the reason I asked about your print run is I was going to say, listen, man, you've got to do double the print run of what you're planning to do because you're going to sell out of them. You could sell them. You could sell out of another 3,000 of each of these over time on eBay, maximum 12 months out. Because your margin, look at your marginal cost versus your average cost. Your marginal cost for additional on this, because there's no setup for the cover, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Your marginal cost was probably 40 cents or 50 cents at most on past 2,800, or it should have been. And that's why I said it. But I'm not. Look, I'm also saying you're going to break 1 million on your first Cyberfrog, which you definitely will. I did think that you'd be over past 1 million by now already on the other one, but it's hard to know.
What the?
That's what I thought. I thought by now we'd be past.
We're going too slow. We're going too slow for Adam Post. All right, well that's fair enough. I mean, look, we're at 921 now, so thank you. People are backing it, and we only have 254 Executive Honeycomb box sets left, so that's good. Maybe it's maybe people are enticed by the fact that they're going to get a free Cyberfrog and Salamandroid PVC figurine if they back the Executive Honeycomb box set. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they're selling. But you're right, Adam. It's not performing like I'd hoped.
No, it's not performing like I'd hoped. That's what the problem is. You're satisfied, and I'd say no. There's more here. Let's squeeze this apple into more juice. There's more juice in this apple. That's nonsensical, but it's true.
Adam, if my inferiority complex had ADD, you'd be setting it off right now.
Good.
You are freaking me out.
No, this is doing phenomenal. It's doing phenomenal. It's got potential to do a lot more.
Everybody in the chat is outraged. Everybody in the chat is pissed.
They are not pissed. They're excited.
Yeah, but here's Billy Tucci and his new Miss Fury graphic novel, and look what it's doing. $32,044 with almost 500 backers, and it's only been 4 days. And Billy Tucci, he does deliver. He always delivers. So you want to make sure that you back Miss Fury This book's great. I love this because what it is, here's what it is. It's like Inglorious Bitches. Did you know that?
No.
No, it is. It's Inglorious Bitches. She is taken into some Nazi brothel, you know, and with a bunch of other women who, it's you either go to the work camps or you go to this brothel. And she went to the brothel, and inside, you know, she's a plaything for Nazis.
Okay.
They decide to get together, you know, these women and kick some Nazi ass. So it is Inglorious Bitches in a way. Miss Fury Joy Division.
Did you come up with that? I really like it.
Well, yes, I did.
That term, it's a great term. Yeah, I know Billy launched, I think, or at least he was on your channel a couple of days ago when this came out. Yeah, he's really passionate about this project. He's been wanting to do this for at least a year. So good for him. And he's working with good people. He's going to make a great book.
Yeah, he is. And he's working with some of the most beautiful women in comics. Here's Billy. You see that smile on his face?
It's because of the women, right?
It's because of the women. Look at his artist, Maria Sinapo.
Hello, Maria Sinapo.
She's Italian. You know, she's over there in Italy. She speaks Italinese.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you speak when you're in Italy?
I think it's the language of love, Italian.
Okay, Italian. It's not like, okay, I got it. She's got Cici Dela Cruz, who I think might be. Where would you be? Is she Spanish?
Yeah. Guapa.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, beautiful women working for him right now.
Attracted to working with Billy.
Well, I mean, what's wrong with Billy?
Nothing. He's fantastic.
Billy has competent people working with him. He's got beautiful lettering here by Mindy Lopkin. Look at Asha Kishna.
Yeah,
vibrant variant cover. What the holy hell? Is she a model?
I think it's just a factor of when you hang out with Billy, even if you're not even, I think the women get prettier and the guys turn into women, and just it's a Billy factor.
What?
It's a Billy factor. Everyone becomes beautiful women when they hang out with Billy. What can you do?
She looks like a drawing of a woman. You know, people are saying she looks too hot. She must be fake.
All right, we'll get her on the show. Actually, she did a variant, I think, for Zombie Sama, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm remembering the name, and I remember that the work was good and that she had an interesting name, but I didn't see a picture of her. But there you go. She's up and coming. Probably be great for YouTube.
Sheila Allen says, you guys know Face App exists. It's possible that she used it. Sheila, don't be jealous. You know, I mean, Sheila's dissing on the other women there. It's possible that she's just naturally beautiful.
Sheila thinks that I am a filter. I'm going through a filter. I am not going through a filter. I am this.
You know what? Sheila's put me through enough filters. Shame on you. You know,
she's great.
She puts me through a living hell. It's a living hell all the time.
She's friends with ghosts and aliens, and she knows everybody.
No, she is. Sheila actually does believe in ghosts and aliens.
Yeah, I've been to her YouTube channel. She's got a lot of subs. Interesting stuff. Tarot card readings, everything.
She read my tarot card. And it was something about me falling off a building.
Oh, that's very up. Usually those terrible cards are like the same as something good happening. That's just like depends on your outlook. Like death is change, stuff like that. While you're at it, back the hell out of College of the Dead. If I don't talk about it, then Ethan scolds me for not talking about my campaign enough.
That's true. You got to back College of the Dead and do it immediately. And
I was joking about the filter.
Yeah. All right. People are worried about me now just because. Damn, Caesar, you okay? How could I be okay? I got people doing tarot card readings from which I'm very specifically being thrown from a tall tower.
No, that's just conflict. The tower is it just shows conflict and change. It's not bad. You're not being thrown from any towers. But anyway, it's been nice knowing you. And I promise you that I will continue after you fall from whatever tower this is that Sheila is setting up.
That doesn't make me feel better that you're going to continue.
Oh,
after I'm gone. I want the world to stop when I'm gone. You know, Ray says the EVS is using a Randy Quaid filter.
You've seen his videos reading Trump tweets, right?
No.
Holy, yeah, he reads Trump's, not for now, whatever, but in the future, it's funny content. Yeah, he reads Trump's tweets with like Dan Fraga colors on his face, and he's like, just saying crazy shit. It's just funny. He reads it in a funny voice.
You know, it is fun to be. I cannot wait until I'm independently wealthy and can really become who I actually am, because I'm 50 times my final form.
Yeah, you're 50 times what?
Weirder than that. I would love to be able to do that kind of stuff and not care. You know, Biggin says money is freedom. Freedom is what you aspire to, right? I mean, it's what you want. You don't want to have to answer to people your whole life, kneel and grovel.
No, but you do want to be responsible to the relationships that you value, not the ones where people are holding things over your head, which is why it's great that your boss is really your fans, and you know, your responsibility is your family, and that's almost like being independently wealthy. You know, you would never give up on wanting people to love what you do for Cyberfrog, and you do it for them the same as you do it for you. So you're nearly there, but first we have to break 1 million on your campaign.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if we can do that. There's no promises. Now, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Let's see, and spending time, with us as we talk about bullshit and waste your evening, your Sunday evening. Please go and find another Comicsgate live stream to join. This has been 3 hours and 15 minutes. I could have been doing almost anything else. What the fuck? I could have been lying on my back on the couch eating a Krispy Kreme donut. And here are you kidding me? I look up at the time. I'm like, that was probably like almost 2 hours.
Well, I think I was up for like 45 minutes or so. So yeah, you were doing a lot of.
God damn it! What a waste of time. And by the way, it's not just me. I'm wasting their time too.
Well, not entirely. Not entirely. There you go.
Okay, very good. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And we will see you again tomorrow with another video. Go watch some more Comicsgate stuff. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.